Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Forced to become a villain, the system gives me so much. Chapter 1. Hey She No. 1 Middle School, Class 6, Grade 3. Remember, don't slack off in cultivation. The Marshall Dow College entrance examination will be in 2 months. You should have some snacks. The bald teacher was saying earnestly. Below, a group of students listened carefully, but one person was a little abrupt. Wang Defa adjusted his glasses, the corners of his mouth twitched, and the hair on both sides of his bald head almost stood up. He stared straight at the figure who was lying on the table drooling and sleeping, and he suddenly became very angry. The whole class was silent, following Wang Defa's gaze. They all looked like they were watching a show. That's what some people are like. A rat's droppings can muddy the pot of soup, Wang Defa said and walked towards the podium. The gloomy look on his face immediately made all the students shiver. The little fat man sitting next to Chen Ling trembled all over and suddenly felt something bad. He quickly reached out and poked Chen Ling and whispered, "Brother Ling. Brother Ling, wake up, the sky is falling. Xiao Hong, don't make trouble, Chen Ling took a breath and showed no signs of waking up. Oh my god, Brother Ling, who are you? Xiao Hong. Zhang Chao looked shocked and murmured in his heart. Before he could continue to speak, a big braised egg instantly appeared in his eyes. Ah, it's so dazzling. Whose titanium alloy braised eggs are there? Zhang Chao covered his eyes and shouted. Ha 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 ha. There was a burst of laughter in the class. Wang Defa glared at Zhang Chao. I'll settle the score with you later. It's over, it's over. Zhang Chao shrank silently. Brother Ling, just wish yourself well. Bang! Wang Defa came to Chen Ling and slammed the table. Who threw it? Chen Ling suddenly woke up. It's just this grenade. I've lost 5 kills. Chen Ling raised his head while cursing, with a square face in front of him and an unkind look in his eyes. What is this? Hugh, Chen Ling muttered to himself in confusion. Wang Defa became even more gloomy. Chen Ling, do you still want to read it? Reading, what the hell? Chen Ling scratched his head and walked out of his seat, looking here and there. Hey, this dream is quite real, Chen Ling said with a smile. Oh, old man, your head is made of titanium alloy. It's so bright, Chen Ling said, reaching out and touching it. The classmates in the class looked at Chen Ling's bold act and silently praised him. You are really brave. Chen Ling, Wang Defa roared angrily. Chen Ling was startled by the sound wave. Hey, hey, hey. Old man, please lower your voice, I'm not deaf yet. At this moment, Chen Ling felt a stabbing pain in his mind, and countless memory fragments emerged. Gao Wu, flying in the sky and splitting the earth, the Chen family in Tiandu. Hey She No. 1 Middle School, Lu Ruyan. Nah, it's not a dream. I transmigrated, Chen Ling murmured. Remember, if you don't study, drop out of school early. Don't affect other students. Wang Defa continued to output. But Chen Ling listened blankly. Seeing Chen Ling's appearance, Wang Defa said with hatred, You are a child who cannot be taught. Are you listening? Chen Ling came back to his senses. Old man, ah no, teacher, I was wrong. I promise I won't do it again in the future. Well, just voluntarily drop out of school. Wait, what did you say? Did you admit your mistake? Wang Defa raised his glasses and said with an expression of disbelief. Wang Defa never expected that Chen Ling, who usually looked like this, would admit his mistake now. It was really eye-opening. The students on the side were all staring at Chen Ling, the contrast was too great. Even my good friend Zhang Chao came over sullenly and said, Brother Ling, I'm afraid you've fallen asleep. Pa, Chen Ling slapped him over, get out of here. Zhang Chao covered his face and raised the corners of his mouth. That's right, Brother Ling is still Brother Ling, it's still the same. Okay, Chen Ling, no more sleeping is allowed in class next time. Okay, continue with class. Wang Defa glanced at Chen Ling a few more times. Chen Ling sat upright, seemingly listening to the lecture attentively, but in fact, his mind was not here at all. He was sorting through the memory of the original owner, but he didn't know it, and he was going to curse her at the first glance. The original person is actually the prince of the Chen family in Tiandu. His mother is from the Lin family in Tiandu, and the family background is huge. But the original person saw a video taken by Lu Rian on a short video and fell in love with her. Using family power, he found out that Lu Rian was studying in Heishi No. 1 middle school. He immediately transferred to another school and came to pursue Lu Rian. Just like this, it's quite normal, my fair lady, a gentleman is so jealous, but what's disgusting is that this is not a pursuit, this brother is just here to be a licker. Chen Ling felt a chill. He didn't need to put such a good family background to good use, why would he use it like this? But fortunately, the original person was not a fool. He did not reveal his family background, and Lu Rian did not get a hair off Chen Ling. All go, it's really eye-opening. Is this the charm of Rian Great Emperor? Chen Ling murmured. He continued to comb through his memories, and a name emerged, Yi Chen. Lu Rian's boyfriend. Oh no, he should be regarded as a licking dog, but unlike his original treatment, Lu Rian would give Yi Chen some benefits from time to time. Yi Chen screamed even louder and felt sick when he saw Chen Ling. Yi Chen, the standard name for the protagonist should be, not just a licking dog, right? Chen Ling thought to himself. Dingle bell. The bell rang, and the last class was over. A group of people all met to have lunch, but before leaving, they all stayed on Chen Ling for a few seconds. Hey, meow meow, what do you think is wrong with Chen Ling? Why does he seem to be a different person? A girl asked curiously. I don't know, never mind him, he will probably have to deliver food to Lu Rian again later. Meow meow didn't take Chen Ling to heart, and walked out first after saying that. That's right, Lu Rian, in Heishi No. 1 middle school, is the public enemy of all the girls, and 90% of the boys like her. In the classroom of Class 6, Grade 3. Brother Ling, let's go. Complete today's mission. Zhang Chao pulled Chen Ling and started to walk out. Mission. What kind of tasks can there be in school? Chen Ling asked doubtfully. Of course I'm delivering food to Lu Rian. Zhang Chao said matter-of-factly. Chen Ling raised her head and said, Gungan, I'm not going. I want you to go. Zhang Chao was stunned for a moment, and reached out to touch Chen Ling's forehead, huh? There's no fever here. That's strange, could it be? Brother Ling, are you enlightened? Zhang Chao suddenly became excited, that's right. Good luck, Brother Ling, Lu Rian is just a free-spirited money-worshipping girl, she will follow whoever has money. Let's not join in the fun. Well, maybe we also have this strength. Chen Ling suddenly said. Brother Ling, what did you say? Zhang Chao asked after not hearing clearly. It's nothing. Then Lu Rian licks whoever he likes, I won't accompany him anymore. Chen Ling said angrily. Okay, this is my brother Ling. To celebrate my brother Ling's awakening. Oh no, I am out of the sea of fire. I will add an extra chicken leg today. My treat. Zhang Chao patted his chest with a proud look on his face. In the cafeteria, a group of girls were sitting together, and one of them was very conspicuous. Sister Rian, is it possible that Chen Ling won't come? Song Lily said in a low voice. I heard that Chen Ling suddenly seemed to be a different person today. He was caught sleeping in class and actually admitted his mistake. Li Jiawei gossiped. I've also heard that Chen Ling is well known in the school. Today is really unusual. Lu Rian was silent, folding her hands, looking aloof, while a group of girls chatted beside her, like stars holding the moon, making her look like a goddess. At this time, a girl interrupted everyone, Chen Ling is here. Let me tell you, how could he not deliver food to Sister Rian? He was always pretending before. Song Lily said flatteringly to Lu Rian. Lu Rian smiled and said nothing, but her heart was filled with pride. Huh. It's just a licking dog. Brother Ling, where is Lu Rian? Zhang Chao whispered, pointing to the direction where Lu Rian was. Lu Rian saw Zhang Chao's little move. Although he didn't know what he was talking about, he still smoothed his hair. Chen Ling heard the sound and looked around. He was indeed the great emperor of Rian. He lived up to his reputation. Just by looking at his appearance, he could crush all the girls. Unfortunately, Chen Ling was no longer the same Chen Ling as before. Let's prepare the meal, remember. 2 chicken legs. After the two of them finished their meal, they walked towards Lu Rian. The girls looked at the two people walking over and became even more convinced, I'll just tell you. The corners of Lu Rian's lips raised, and just as she was about to reach out to take the food, Chen Ling passed her by. Lu Ruyan's raised hands were placed like this, neither putting them down nor lifting them up, which was very embarrassing. All the girls were stunned. Chen Ling and Chen Ling didn't pay attention to them at all and just chatted by themselves. Wait, Song Lily said loudly. Suddenly, the eyes of the entire restaurant were focused on her. Chen Ling ignored them. Chen Ling, Song Lily shouted again. Chen Ling paused and turned around slowly. Are you calling me? What's the matter? Huh, where's Sister Ruyan's food? Song Lily said as if interrogating a prisoner. Everyone in the restaurant continued to work hard. Okay, it's the famous celebrity Chen Ling, let's eat. But what Chen Ling said next shocked them. Food. What kind of food? If you want to eat, you can get it yourself. I'm not a slave. Quiet. Everyone who was immersed in their meals slowly raised their heads and looked at Chen Ling in disbelief. Didn't you deliver meals to Sister Ruyan every day? Song Lily said matter-of-factly. This sentence completely left Chen Ling speechless. As expected of the people around Ruyan Great Emperor, they all spoke so confidently. Gungangan, I was stupid before and gave a meal to a green tea person. Today, I announce that I won't play anymore. I'm showing off my cards. Whoever likes to give this meal to whoever wants to give it to him. After Chen Ling finished speaking, he and Zhang Chao met Lu Ruyan. Sit down at the next table. I buried myself in the rice and ate the fragrant chicken legs. Lu Ruyan clenched her fists, feeling that she had lost all face and her face was ashen. She stood up and came to Chen Ling. A crowd of people eating melons were picking up their rice and eating while watching. Chen Ling, go get me some food, and I'll forget about this time. Lu Ruyan said seriously. 666, is this what a person can say? Chen Ling tilted his head, are you stupid? Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. All go. This Chen Ling is really brave. I give this operation 82 points, and the remaining 18 points will be delivered in the form of 666. Lu Ruyan is Yi Chen's goddess. If Yi Chen finds out, he will definitely not let him go. Yi Chen has broken through to the first layer of the mind-tempering realm last week, while Chen Ling is still in jail at the third layer of the body-refining realm. When Chen Ling said these words, Lu Ruyan's face became even more ugly. Just when the atmosphere was anxious, Yi Chen came. Ruyan, who bullied you? Yi Chen came to Lu Ruyan and asked domineeringly. Lu Ruyan immediately pretended to be aggrieved. Although she did not speak, the look in her eyes towards Chen Ling made Yi Chen realize. Chen Ling, did you bully Ruyan? Apologize quickly. Yi Chen shouted loudly. Chen Ling finished the last chicken leg slowly, wiped his mouth, and stood up slowly. Excuse me, who are you? I have to admire that Yi Chen really licked. At this moment, a voice sounded in Chen Ling's mind. Ding, it has been detected that the Son of Destiny is jumping around, and the supervillain system is being bound. Ding, binding successful. I hope the host can become a real villain. Suppress all children of fate. System. Chen Ling's mind was filled with questions. Or the villain system. Make me a villain. My family background is so big. Is it useful? Chen Ling murmured in his heart. Ding. It is detected that the host's will is not firm. A gift package for newbies is specially issued to demonstrate the financial resources and capabilities of the system. There's also a gift package for newbies. Forget it, let's take a look and talk about it later. Ding. Congratulations to the host. You have received a Foundation Reshaping Fluid, a random physical awakening card, and a Realm Improvement card. Foundation Reshaping Fluid. It can reshape the foundation to make it more perfect, and may even shape it into the legendary Flawless Foundation, increasing the speed of cultivation by 100 times. Physical Random Awakening card. This thing depends on fate. Depending on the fate, the lowest spiritual body may be awakened, or the physique that is the best in the world may be awakened. Realm Improvement card. This thing is also a fortune teller. It can improve the realm, from first layer to 9th layer, or even 2 major realms. Looking at these rewards, Chen Ling's eyes shone. It's not that I'm not determined, it's just that the system gave me too much. This villain. I'm determined. Chen Ling, don't you take me seriously? Answer me. Yi Chen saw Chen Ling's dumb look and felt that he had lost all face. Who are you? Do you need me to take you seriously? Chen Ling said casually. Since Inspirational wants to be a villain, he has to look like a villain. Okay, Chen Ling, do you dare to duel with me? Yi Chen said angrily. The crowd immediately cheered. Duel. It's not a big deal to watch the fun one after another. Ding, it has been detected that the Son of Destiny is provoking the host. As a villain, can this be tolerated? Of course not. Special mission. Agree to a duel. Trample Yi Chen under your feet and let everyone see who is the father. Quote. Task reward. Supreme Roulette 10 consecutive lottery ticket X1. I'll take it. See you tomorrow at the martial arts stage. Whoever doesn't come is a dog. After Chen Ling finished speaking, he stopped looking at Yi Chen and left with Zhang Chao. When passing by Lu Ruyan, Chen Ling suddenly said, I'm just a clown. You are one, and so is he. Lu Ruyan was left alone and messy in the wind. Sister Ruyan, are you still eating? Song Lily whispered. It doesn't matter if you don't say it. Once you say this, it will add fuel to the fire. Eat. Go and eat it yourself. After Lu Ruyan said these words, she turned around and left. Yi Chen quickly followed. Hey, Ruyan, wait for me. It's gone. Let's eat melon tomorrow. Eat big melon. For a moment, the campus forum was full of news about the duel between Chen Ling and Yi Chen. Love to eat big waves. No, how dare this Chen Ling? I am a strong man. Who says it's not the case? Refining the body and tempering the state of mind is just fun. The idiot upstairs is. I am optimistic about Chen Ling, maybe this loser will rise up. I am Hercules, your name is so unique. Identity class name. Don't let me check. I'm a hacker. Brother Ling. Yi Chen has broken through the tempering state. Zhang Chao's face was full of worry. Okay, I trust your boss. I will definitely press him to the ground and rub him tomorrow. After attending the practical class in the afternoon, Chen Ling returned home. According to the memory in his mind, Chen Ling came to his home. The sight in front of him made his eyes widen, and he couldn't help but sigh in his heart. This is not a home, it's just a palace. This palace covers a vast area, and at a glance, there is no end in sight. Chen Ling couldn't help but sigh. It was indeed the Chen family in Tiandu. They even changed schools and bought a place to live in such luxury. As the door slowly opened, a group of bodyguards in suits and ties stood neatly on both sides, shouting in unison, "Welcome home, young master." Chen Ling nodded slightly, and then an old man wearing a butler's uniform walked quickly, bent down slightly, and said respectfully to Chen Ling, "Master, please get in the car." The palace is so big that it would take a lot of time to walk to the villa in the middle, so it is equipped with vehicles to facilitate travel. Fu Bo quickly opened the door of a luxurious Rolls-Royce, and Chen Ling walked forward leisurely. Uncle Fu carefully raised his hand to protect the top of Chen Ling's head to prevent him from accidentally touching it. This professional service makes you feel comfortable and at ease. Chen Ling sat firmly in the car and felt the soft leather seats tightly wrapping his body, bringing an unprecedented sense of comfort. He also relaxed and enjoyed the tranquility and comfort of this moment. The Rolls-Royce started smoothly and drove slowly towards the central villa. Chen Ling admired the beautiful scenery along the way through the car window. The vast end of the world is my love. The phone rang, and Uncle Fu, the co-pilot, said hello to Chen Ling. When he saw the caller, Uncle Fu felt nervous and said to himself, "Master, I am going to be whipped by you again." Answered the call. "AFU, is Linger back?" "Master, the young master is right next to me," Uncle Fu said respectfully. When Chen Ling heard that it was a cheap dad calling, Chen Ling immediately sat up straight. "Okay, give him the phone. I'll have a nice chat with him," Chen Tianao said. Uncle Fu handed over the phone. "Master, I'm looking for you." Chen Ling took the phone and said, "Hey, Dad, you little fool, you still know that I am a father. You didn't study in Tiandu number 1 middle school, but you went to Heishi number 1 middle school instead. I heard it was for a woman. I turned against you," Chen Tianao said. When he opens his mouth, he just curses. For Chen Ling, Chen Tianao was worried a lot. "Dad, I've seen through that woman. Come back when I graduate," Chen Ling said with a twitch in the corner of his mouth. "Okay, little fool, your mother misses you so much. Let her tell you." After Chen Tianao finished speaking, he gave the phone to Ruby Lin. Hey, Linger, Ruby Lin said. Mom, how are you living there? Does the food taste good? Don't worry, Mom, it's okay here. When I graduate, I'll come back to see you right away. Chen Ling said with a smile. Okay, don't put too much pressure on the exam, we will take care of you. Just let it happen. What's more, your third sister has investigated Lu Yanhua for you. She's so frivolous that she can't get into my Chen family. Come to Tiandu and Mom will look for a better one for you. Those from some small aristocratic family, miss, you can choose whatever you want. Ruby Lin said gently. Listen, this is our mom. How awesome. It's really cool to have a good background. Okay, Mom, I understand. Don't worry, I've seen through Lu Ruyan, there won't be anything to do with it. Chen Ling said casually. Okay, Mom won't bother you anymore. I'm hanging up. After showing off the dinner cooked by the 5-star chef, Chen Ling sat in the bedroom and checked the system rewards. Use this foundation remodeling fluid first, Chen Ling said to himself. An exquisite bottle suddenly appeared in his hand, and the purple liquid inside was particularly beautiful. Without saying anything, Chen Ling unscrewed the lid and sighed. When I first drank it, I didn't feel anything at all, but for a moment, my body began to feel hot. After a while, I looked at it and said, oh, go. It turned red and warm. There seemed to be something burrowing out of his body. Chen Ling felt very painful, and his bones were aching. System, why does it hurt so much? Chen Ling's face was filled with ferociousness. It hurt. This is for external application. It is not taken orally. But, there is no difference, the system said. I'll go. Why didn't you tell the system earlier? Chen Ling was speechless. Host, you didn't ask. Me. Chen Ling fainted. Chen Ling's body is constantly changing, some black impurities are constantly being discharged, and his body is glowing with imperfections. After a while, he faintly woke up and said, it hurts me to death. Ah, what is it? It stinks to death. Ding. Congratulations to the host, the foundation has been reshaped into a flawless body. The cultivation speed has been increased 100 times. ? Chen Ling looked at his body. He had a 1/10,000th chance of shaping it. 666, system. Really awesome, Chen Ling praised. Don't do anything stupid, the system said arrogantly. Chen Ling washed off the impurities on his body, stood in front of the mirror and took a look. I was so good, my whole body was crystal clear, my skin could squeeze out water, and my already handsome appearance had been promoted to the level of a reader. Feeling the renewed body, the spiritual energy in the air is constantly entering the body, it is like practicing perpetual motion. Flawless body. It's really awesome, Chen Ling said with a smile. The body is receiving the baptism of spiritual energy at all times, and the spiritual energy in the body is constantly gathering. In an instant, Chen Ling's cultivation level breaks through. Body training second layer. The foundation reshaping liquid just now not only eliminated impurities, but also condensed and reshaped Chen Ling's illusory cultivation. Not bad. Just use all these rewards. Chen Ling was in a good mood now. Use the physical constitution random awakening card. As soon as he finished speaking, Chen Ling floated in midair, and bursts of red light emitted from the bedroom. Immediately afterwards, the red light continued to merge into Chen Ling's body, and Chen Ling slowly closed his eyes. Deep in Chen Ling's heart, there was a land of blood hell, red clouds, desolate land, and only a blood moon hanging. Chen Ling strolled, stretched out his hand to touch, and a trace of black air swirled into Chen Ling's palm. At this time, the land of blood hell collapsed, and a giant hand appeared in front of Chen Ling's eyes, like the hand of God. It seems that Chen Ling is being suppressed here. In a daze, Chen Ling seemed to see a huge figure, wearing black magic armor of thorns, with long blood-red hair flying. In the universe, he slowly raised a hand, and a planet instantly turned into dust. Chen Ling just stared blankly, and saw the figure slowly turning his head, and the voice sounded faintly in his ears, Chaos Godfiend body. It is the first Hongmeng body in the world. Don't lose its reputation. After saying that, the figure disappeared, and Chen Ling slowly woke up. Chaos Godfiend body. Chen Ling walked to the mirror and looked at the blood-red sword-shaped lines between his eyebrows. Ding! Congratulations to the host. You are so lucky. awakening the first Hongmeng body in the world, the Chaos Godfiend body. Chaos Godfiend body can increase the combat power up to 10,000 times. The current host development level is only 1%, which can only increase the combat power 10 times. Contains talents divine ability. 1. When Godfiend comes, you can summon Godfiend law manifestation. Cross the border to kill enemies. 2. Dao Heart Seed Demon, you can plant demon seeds on others, making them absolutely loyal to the host. 3. Godfiend is forbidden to travel, you can release the domain, and within the domain, enemies up to 2 realms higher than the host will be suppressed. The host's combat power is doubled. Spiritual energy will not be lost. Looking at this gorgeous data, Chen-Ling was stunned. It was so incredible. These 3 talents, divine ability, are so useful. Chen-Ling smacked his lips. System. As expected of you. Don't worry, host. This system encourages the host to become the greatest villain in the world. Okay, then let's go on the villain's path and never return. Chen-Ling clenched his fists. He finally found the meaning of transmigrate. Use the Realm Improvement card too. The Realm Improvement card was shattered, and endless spiritual energy continued to pour into Chen-Ling's body. And his realm is also constantly rising. Body refining 3rd layer. Body refining 4th layer. Body training 5th layer. In the blink of an eye, we arrived at the 9th layer. It hasn't stopped yet, but it hasn't reached the state of tempering for a while. Body refining 10th layer. Body refining 11th layer. 12th layer. It wasn't until the body was refined into the 13th layer that one entered the state of quenching the mind. In an instant, he broke through to the 9th layer of the soul tempering realm. Finally, the energy of the Realm Improvement card was exhausted, and Chen-Ling's cultivation also stayed at the 1st layer of the pulse condensation realm. Feeling the improvement in his realm, Chen-Ling felt relaxed all over. Pulse condensation realm. But why is there the 13th layer? Ding. After refining the 9th layer, you can actually break through the shackles. The 10th layer is the capital of the saint, the 11th layer is the capital of the Holy King, the 12th layer is the capital of the Great Emperor, and the 13th layer is a bit wide, and it is the capital of the Ancestral Emperor. So that's it. Am I so strong now? I'm really in a trance. Chen-Ling sighed, but today I am the real European Emperor. Could it be that I didn't lick and my luck changed? No longer thinking about it, Chen-Ling slowly fell asleep. Tomorrow he would have to step on the Sun of Luck. Things are about to change. The big villain Chen-Ling is coming to Heishi No. 1 Middle School. Early the next morning, Chen-Ling got up with the help of a servant. After washing, he ate a luxurious breakfast. System, I came to use the reward yesterday. I still don't know what specific functions you have. Chen-Ling took a bite of the egg and asked. Ding. This system is a supervillain system, with the goal of cultivating the host into the greatest villain in the world. The Son of Fate steps on his feet, and the Daughter of Fate controls the body. The main function is that when the host comes into contact with the Son of Luck, the system will give prompts and issue tasks. After completion, you can get rewards. But the final result is to kill the Son of Destiny. There is no limit. The host can kill it at any time. There is no need to be afraid of the heavenly ways in this world, because this system is above all the heavenly ways. The most important function of this system is to discover everyone's personal information. Make sure the host can use this layout in the future. After the system was explained, Chen-Ling didn't have much reaction. As a villain now, he can't be so frivolous, otherwise wouldn't he become a minion? But the Son of Luck can be killed at any time. There is no limit. That's really great. I'm not such a virgin, a villain. I'm destined to attract more Sons of Luck. Chen-Ling murmured. After breakfast, Chen-Ling wiped his mouth, and with the support of a group of bodyguards, he got into the Rolls-Royce. He did not choose to keep a low profile this time. He wanted to announce his rebirth to Heishi No. 1 Middle School in the most glorious manner. I'm really looking forward to today's arena battle. That's right. The battle between Lu Ruyan's 2 suitors was really interesting, but one of them has stopped licking. Ha. At the school gate, some students were still eating yesterday's melon, walking in 2s and 3s and talking. Beep. A harsh horn sounded suddenly. The sound was sharp and loud, startling everyone who was chatting. They hurriedly stopped and looked in the direction of the sound. I saw a dark luxury car approaching slowly, with smooth lines and dazzling light, like a beautiful work of art. Wow! There was a burst of exclamation from the crowd. This car is so eye-catching. Its luxurious appearance and noble atmosphere are impossible to ignore. All go. What kind of car is this? It's so luxurious, someone asked curiously. It seems to be a Rolls-Royce Phantom. Another person replied, his eyes full of envy. The Rolls-Royce Phantom is a top-notch luxury car that is so expensive that it is unimaginable for ordinary people to own such a car. Whose rich young man is traveling? It can't be from our school, right? Someone asked doubtfully. Probably not. The richest young man in the school is Li Hao. He doesn't even travel in a Rolls-Royce. He shouldn't be from our school. Another person explained. Well, he must be a kid from a rich family from other places. I wonder what he is doing here. Everyone speculated. At this moment, a tall bodyguard quickly got out of the driver's seat, walked vigorously to the back of the car, gently opened the door, and then carefully covered the door edge with his hand. Chen Ling slowly stretched out one foot, stepped on the ground leisurely, and then stepped out of the car gracefully. He arranged his clothes, and after finishing, a confident and uninhibited smile appeared on his face. I saw that right. This is Chen Ling, someone shouted in surprise. How could he come to school in such a luxurious Rolls-Royce? Could it be rented? Another person asked doubtfully. You bunch of old haters, didn't you see the license plate? Hi A88,888, even if you have money, you can't rent a car with this license plate, said a somewhat knowledgeable person. Doesn't that mean that Chen Ling is hiding something secretly? He is actually the young master of a certain aristocratic family. Someone speculated. Hiss. Upon hearing this guess, a group of western diamondback rattlesnakes in Heishi No. 1 middle school took a deep breath and expressed shock. Among this group of people, there was one person whose face was even more astonished. She was Song Lily. Looking at everything in front of her, she couldn't help but murmur to herself, has this Chen Ling been pretending to be poor? Pretending to be humble? No, I have to tell Sister Ruyan about this quickly. Thinking of this, Song Lily didn't dare to think any more, turned around and walked quickly into the school, ready to tell others the shocking news. At the same time, Chen Ling smiled and greeted the bodyguard, and then walked towards the school. Along the way, he attracted the attention of many people, but he didn't seem to care about these eyes and still maintained his calmness and confidence. Along the way, these students gave way one after another. Some girls, with golden eyes in their eyes, shouted, "Young Master Chen." Chen Ling ignored them at all, they were just a bunch of snobs, and the world lacked most of them. For a time, the news that Chen Ling was the eldest son of an aristocratic family spread wildly on campus forums. Arriving at the classroom, Chen Ling sat down on his seat as usual and put his head in his hands, not knowing what to think about. The classmates in the class looked at him curiously. How did I realize that Chen Ling seems to have become more handsome? Shit, Mr. Chen has always been handsome, okay. Wow, if I could become Mr. Chen's woman, I can only imagine how happy she would be. You want to eat swan meat. How could Mr. Chen fall in love with you? Chen Ling listened to their words of praise and smiled disdainfully, just a clown. At this time, Zhang Chao hurried into the classroom and came to Chen Ling's side in a flash. Let me go. Brother Ling, are you really the second generation of rich people? Zhang Chao asked impatiently. What? It doesn't look like it. Chen Ling said with a smile. It looks like, it's so similar. From now on, I will be Brother Ling, your #1 horse boy. I will fight wherever you point me. Zhang Chaoyi said righteously. Chen Ling patted him on the shoulder. Don't worry, follow me, you will see the most real world. In fact, Zhang Chao is a very good person. When Chen Ling was working as a licker, he didn't look down on Chen Ling. Instead, he was like a good friend. Chen Ling is a person who has a clear sense of right and wrong. If you treat him well, you will naturally support him and treat him with courtesy. After the morning cultural class, Zhang Chao and Chen Ling met an unexpected person on their way to dinner. Chen Ling, I'm not angry with you anymore, let's stop making trouble, okay? Lu Ruyan said with an aggrieved look. 6666, you are really thick-skinned than a pig. Chen Ling felt sick. Stop, stop, stop. You don't have to apologize to me. Chen Ling, I forgive you for what happened before. I promised to be your girlfriend. Please stop making trouble, okay? Lu Ruyan continued to type. Suddenly, there was a group of onlookers. I'll go. Ruyan Great Emperor, is this Ruyan Great Emperor? No matter what happens, I'm right, just put the blame on Chen Ling first. If someone didn't know the whole story and saw Lu Ruyan's pitiful appearance, he wouldn't have drowned Chen Ling to death one by one. But Chen Ling didn't tolerate her. Get out. Late affection is as mean as a dog. Don't bother me. Dog. So, after Chen Ling finished speaking, he took Zhang Chao to cook. Lu Ruyan froze on the spot, clenching her fists. Everyone pointed at her, but she ignored them. Chen Ling, you will regret it. In the afternoon practical class, a strong man with a short hair stood in front of all the classes and lectured. Dear students, the Marshall Dow College entrance examination is coming soon. Practice hard, sweat more now, and you will gain more when the time comes. Zhang Jun said loudly. Did you hear that? I heard it. A group of people said lazily. Louder. Haven't you eaten yet? Zhang Jun said angrily. Listen, it's here. Okay, the practical class begins. Team up in pairs and practice fighting skills with each other. After practice, practice and absorb spiritual energy on the spot. Zhang Jun ordered. At this moment, a voice came, and Zhang Jun was stunned. Teacher Zhang. I want to challenge Chen Ling from class 3 and 6. Wow, the crowd suddenly burst into excitement. Zhang Jun thought silently in his heart, why is Yi Chen so crazy? Tempering his mind and body. Aren't he afraid of embarrassment? The gap between your two cultivation levels is too big. Even if you win, it will be a weak victory. So, before Zhang Jun could finish his words, he was interrupted by Yi Chen. I suppressed my level to be the same as him. This is finally fair, Yi Chen said with confidence. Chen Ling put his hands in his pockets and didn't pay attention to him at all. Then we have to ask Chen Ling about his wishes, after all. Zhang Jun hesitated. I took it. Chen Ling slowly walked out of the crowd without saying a word. These people subconsciously divided into two rows, as if to greet Chen Ling. Looking at Chen Ling, Yi Chen gritted his teeth. He had also heard about what happened today. It was not only the school's luxury car, but also Lu Ruyan's betrayal. It all made him feel shameless, typical of not looking down on the good things of others, and his own goddess turned to his enemy, treating his enemy as a treasure. Chen Ling. The enemy was extremely jealous when they met. Yi Chen pointed at Chen Ling and shouted. Okay, you're done. Beat the drums. Set up the stage. Seeing that the two of them were out of control, Zhang Jun compromised. System. Scan Yi Chen's information. Chen Ling thought silently in his heart. Ding. Scan successful. Name. Yi Chen. Age. 18. Realm. Quenching the mind first layer. Quenching the mind fifth layer. Special physique. Fire spirit body. Luck level. Level 3 yellow luck colors. Black, white, yellow, green, blue, purple, red, gold, color. Practice skills. Chenkin fire control technique. Wind shadow step. Goldfinger. The mysterious ring. The mysterious old woman. A child of 3rd level luck. I can barely do it. It's still the Goldfinger that my grandfather loved, but who is this mysterious old woman? Chen Ling murmured. Everything was ready, and the two stood on the ring, facing each other. Chen Ling still put his hands in his pockets and looked at the world with a look that made Yi Chen angry for a while. Just like the saying that circulated on the internet in my previous life, that year. I put my hands in my pockets and didn't know what my opponent was. Chen Ling, I heard that you were a rich man. But so what? 30 years in Hedong, 30 years in Hexi. Don't bully young people. Before Yi Chen could finish speaking, Chen Ling spoke. Stop your talk and let you be my opponent. I am giving you a chance. Otherwise, are you, a piece of shit? Chen Ling said word for word. As soon as these words came out, the onlookers fell silent. You, okay, it's useless to say more, please come up with the truth. After Yi Chen finished speaking, he took the lead. I saw that the cultivation level on his body appeared, the first layer of tempering the mind, and then suppressed it, and finally reached the 3rd layer of body refining. Chen Ling didn't move, just watching his performance. Red fire fist. Yi Chen raised his fist, surrounded by red flames, which was quite powerful. Attack Chen Ling directly. I'm going. Huang level advanced skills. Red fire fist. Chen Ling is in danger. A buck-toothed man said in shock. Go away, my brother Ling is invincible, don't fart here. Zhang Chao cursed. The fist fell on Chen Ling, and thick smoke filled the arena, making it difficult to see what was going on. Zhang Jun frowned, ready to save people at any time. At this moment, an old man patted him on the shoulder. It doesn't matter, that little guy is hiding deep. Principal. Zhang Jun turned around and said in surprise when he saw the person coming. Unexpectedly, the principal, who usually never wags his tail, was actually alarmed today. Okay, let's watch the show. Yun Zhongshan waved his hand and said. According to the law of no harm in smoke, the smoke slowly dispersed. Chen Ling was not injured at all, but what shocked everyone was that Yi Chen was still in a punching posture. However, what was unexpected was that an ordinary finger blocked Yi Chen's fist, and could no longer make any progress. Am I right? Chen Ling blocked such a fierce attack with just one finger. Interesting little guy. Yun Zhongshan smiled. Yi Chen's face was full of black lines. Impossible. What are you doing? Oh, are you only allowed to be a genius? Are you not allowed to hide my strength? What a joke. Chen Lingzhan laughed. This level is not enough, use all your strength. Otherwise, you won't be able to withstand one of my moves. Yi Chen's face was ashen, and Chen Ling's words shook his self-esteem to pieces. Okay, today, fight to the death. Either you die, or I die. Seeing that he couldn't come to Taiwan, Yi Chen planned to find a reason to kill Chen Ling. He didn't believe that Chen Ling could temper his mind. He was just careless. As everyone knows, he is still too young. Chen Ling is not in the body refining realm, but the pulse condensation realm. As soon as Yi Chen finished speaking, his cultivation was no longer hidden and was directly released. Everyone took a closer look. Go ahead, he is really the 6th layer. Tempering mind 5th layer. Fengyingbu, Yi Chen shouted. Suddenly, his figure was like a ghost, flashing continuously, the speed was extremely fast, and only a few afterimages could be seen. Little trick. Chen Ling stood there, watching his performance. Chenkin fire control technique. Glazed fire. Go. Yi Chen appeared behind Chen Ling. The blue flame, like a lotus, galloped towards Chen Ling. Chen Ling raised one hand and put the other hand in his trouser pocket, and said softly, "Let's go." The green flame seemed to be hit by some kind of force and dissipated without even touching the corner of Chen Ling's clothes. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark. The mantra of God. No, it shouldn't be possible. Yun Zhongshan was stunned. Chen Ling's move is really like the legendary mantra of God. One word can destroy all living beings. One word can level the world. Yi Chen gritted his teeth and squeaked. Xiao Chen, meditate. Don't let this person become your inner demon. An ethereal voice sounded next to Yi Chen's ears. Teacher. Yi Chen came back to his senses. This person is very strong. He is probably above the 7th layer of tempering mind realm. Use all your strength, Qin Yao said solemnly. Listening to Qin Yao's words, Yi Chen's eyes gradually became serious. Even the teacher said so. It seems that Yi Chen really underestimated everyone in the world. Chen Ling, I admit it, I did underestimate you, but I am destined to be undefeated, Yi Chen said as he walked towards Chen Ling. Fire spirit, open. In an instant, Yi Chen was surrounded by flames, 3 different colors of flames. Cyan, blue, and red. I'm going to get serious. Can Chen Ling stop me? Hey, you are too superficial. Didn't you see that from beginning to end? Did Chen Ling just move one hand to block Yi Chen's attack? That's right, Chen Ling hit it too deeply. Zhang Jun looked at the situation in front of him and said, Principal. Will something happen? Yun Zhongshan stroked his beard, it doesn't matter. Yi Chen said it just now. This is a life and death battle. Chen Ling didn't refute. Besides, if you can't even fight in a ring, then we really have no one in China. This. Zhang Jun didn't know how to answer. Oh, Flame Man, there's something. You need to stretch your muscles. Chen Ling said with a smile. He planned to test his own strength. And Yi Chen is the best punching bag. Meet me. All geniuses will be dimmed. Genius. It's just the threshold where you can see my toes. Chen Ling said domineeringly. Before Yi Chen could refute, Chen Ling's cultivation level was rising steadily. Physical refining 9th layer. There is something, Yi Chen muttered to himself. But, next, everyone opened their mouths. Chen Ling's cultivation has been rising, breaking through the shackles of the 9th layer. Body refining realm 10th layer. Body refining realm 11th layer. 12th layer. Body refining realm 13th layer. Impossible. How could anyone in this era be able to break through to the 13th layer? Qin Yao was shocked. Teacher, is there anything special about the 13th layer? Yi Chen asked doubtfully. Refining the 13th layer is a state that even those ancient freaks can hardly achieve. That is, the talent of the ancestor, it can crush all geniuses. Xiao Chen, this will be your biggest enemy in the future, Qin Yao said with trembling lips. Inside the ring, she was dressed in white, with flying black hair, and a look of shock on her fair face. This beautiful figure was none other than Qin Yao. 13th layer, could it be that the great age is coming? Yun Zhongshan didn't care anymore. 13th layer. The state recorded in ancient books. There are actually people who can achieve it. No, it needs to be reported. In the blink of an eye, Chen Ling's cultivation level stayed at the 1st layer of pulse condensation realm. So scary. Ning ning, pulse condensation realm. Chen Ling is actually in the pulse condensation realm. So, is this the real you? Lu Ruyan's eyes dimmed, as if something had disappeared from her side. Brother Ling is awesome, Zhang Chao even shouted. Come on, play with you. Chen Ling hooked her fingers. Yi Chen's face was solemn. Although he claimed to be a genius, he was under great pressure at the moment. Chen Ling took action directly this time, beating Yi Chen to the point of fleeing with just his cultivation to suppress him. No, it's too passive. This is not the solution, Yi Chen said anxiously. After forcing himself to calm down, Yi Chen planned to fight back. The 3 flames merged and condensed on the fist, and the fist suddenly became extremely huge. 3-color fire fist. Suppress it. The mantis acts as a chariot. Destruction. As soon as Chen Ling finished speaking, the martial arts stage seemed to be covered by a cover. Yi Chen's 3-color fire fist was extinguished as if the thunder was loud and the rain was small. Yi Chen cursed angrily. Chen Ling walked over step by step. I have given you many opportunities, but you don't seem to take me seriously. If you dare to challenge me, you must be willing to die. Not just any cat or dog can step on me and get to the top. You can't do it, and neither can the so-called genius, so, be the first drop of blood on my way to the top. Yi Chen trembled all over as he listened to Chen Ling's demonic whisper, You want to kill me? No, you can't. We are all adults. Why should we be so serious? Yi Chen started to panic. That's what you said before, a life and death battle. Children, didn't your mother tell you that things that have been decided can't be changed? Chen Ling's eyes glowed red, with murderous intent raging. No, Ruyan hasn't agreed to be my girlfriend yet. I can't die. I haven't reached the highest level of cultivation yet. Xiaoyun is waiting for me too. Yi Chen kept cheering himself up. Suddenly, he seemed to have thought of something. Yes, I still have a teacher. Teacher, help me, I can't die. Qin Yao inside the ring sighed, Oh, give your body to me. People in the audience watched Chen Ling want to kill Yi Chen and did not stop him. If Yi Chen hadn't said it was a life and death fight, there would still be room for maneuver. But, as a gentleman says, it's hard to chase a horse like a horse. Yi Chen just knelt on the ground, his eyes a little dull. Just when Chen Ling's hand was about to fall on his head, Yi Chen suddenly raised his head, his eyes became cold, as if there was a white light faintly appearing in his eyes. Junior, why bother to kill them all? Yi Chen said coldly. Looking at Yi Chen, who had changed into a different person, Chen Ling raised the corner of his mouth, as the old man out. The system. Scan Yi Chen's current status. Name, Yi Chen Qin Yao. Age, 18300. Realm, Tempering Mind 5th layer, Pulse Condensation Realm 9th layer. Special Physique, Fire Spirit Body. Luck Level, Level 3 Yellow, Level 5 Blue. Practice Techniques, Ice Flame Explosion, Supreme Forgetting Love Art, Immortal Coming. Haha, she's not an old grandpa, she's still an old woman, tisk tisk. 9th layer, there's something to behold. Chen Ling said playfully, You must be the person behind Yi Chen. Do you know me? Qin Yao bit her lip. Qin Yao, age, 300 years old, an old woman. Chen Ling said bluntly. Qin Yao suddenly became angry. You. How dare you call me an old woman? Today, no one can save you. Ice flame explosion. Yi Chen gently raised his hands, and ice spears continued to condense in front of him. However, the ice spears were condensed with white flames. Although it was a flame, I could not feel the scorching temperature, but instead felt bitingly cold. The students in the audience were shivering from the cold. What's going on with Yi Chen? How come he knows ice-type moves? But the movement of condensing moves is really enchanting, like a woman. Principal, why did Yi Chen suddenly become so strong? Zhang Jun asked in confusion. It should be some kind of secret method, Yun Zhongshan said uncertainly. Death, Yi Chen shouted softly. Endless ice spears attacked Chen Ling. Chen Ling casually scattered these ice spears. Today, kill the genius, steal the old man. Chen Ling planned to use all his strength to kill Yi Chen in one fell swoop. Chaos, Godfiend body, turn on, boom, everyone's heart seemed to have been hit hard. The sky darkened, and a strange phenomenon suddenly occurred. A blood moon appeared in midair. God, demon, God, demon. There seemed to be countless ghosts whispering, and everyone had goosebumps. Even Yi Chen looked at Chen Ling solemnly. I saw Chen Ling stepping on the void and floating in the air. On his body, a magic armor of thorns appeared, and it fit closely with it. The sword-shaped bloodlines on Chen Ling's eyebrows kept flickering and changing color. Half golden, half blood black. It's very spooky. Even Chen Ling's long hair turned blood red. His posture became more upright, and his combat power instantly increased tenfold. Godfiend is coming. As Chen Ling spoke, a giant shadow suddenly appeared behind him. His face could not be seen clearly, but he had two hands, one holding a divine sword and the other holding a magic halberd. There are black lines all over the body, and the whole body is blood red, like a devil coming to the world. What on earth is this? Yi Chen in the inner space said hesitantly. This kid is too scary. Yun Zhongshan felt increasingly unable to see through Chen Ling. Yi Chen, do you accept that I will kill you today? Chen Ling said like a godfiend. I don't accept it. Yi Chen took control of his body and said angrily. Oh, you still have some backbone. Then. Die. Son of luck. Chen Ling said domineeringly. The Godfiend Law manifestation in the rear also launched an attack. The strong pressure suddenly forced Yi Chen to lie on the ground. Bang! The pressure continued to increase, and where Yi Chen was, the green bricks were pressed in, and a big pit appeared. I don't want to die. Yi Chen shouted in horror. The people around him heard his voice and showed no mercy. Only the strong. Can be respected. Godfiend Law manifestation's giant hand slowly fell, and Yi Chen's eyes widened. Teacher, save me, save me. Yi Chen asked Qin Yao for help directly, regardless of his face. Qin Yao sighed helplessly. After all, he was his disciple, how could he not save him even if he died? Little friend, can you stop right here? Qin Yao came out of Yi Chen's ring and said with a low posture. Seeing this beautiful figure, everyone was stunned. Who is this? A fairy. I think she came out of Yi Chen's ring. Yun Zhongshan's eyelids twitched. This is a remnant soul. It's not an ordinary remnant soul. It's mentally powerful. He must have been a powerful person during his lifetime. If you want me to let him go, you can, become my slave. Chen Ling's face was full of teasing. You, a disciple. Qin Yao's cheeks turned red. How dare you blaspheme the teacher? Yi Chen said angrily. Qin Yao was very beautiful, and Yi Chen had already listed her as one of his harems. Now when he heard Chen Ling say this, he felt that he had lost his dignity as a man. Then die. Chen Ling prepared to launch an attack. No, I promise you. Qin Yao gritted her teeth, as if she had made some important decision. No, teacher, don't promise him, Yi Chen said in a panic. The scene of Qin Yao being a slave to Chen Ling kept coming to mind. It was very unpleasant. You only stand behind women. If this is the case, in this life, you are destined to not be able to see the corners of my clothes. Chen Ling's every word seemed to break Yi Chen's heart. Daoshan. No, don't, teacher. Chen Ling, I will be back. No, I can't come. I can't beat him. No, Yi Chen started talking crazy. Qin Yao looked at Yi Chen, her eyes full of disappointment. This disciple of hers was not mentally stable, and such a small blow would make him crazy. On the other hand, Chen Ling. There is no harm without comparison. Go away. Looking at Chen Ling like this, it seems like he wants to let Yi Chen go. Everyone felt unhappy. Even Yun Zhongshan said, if you cut the weeds without eradicating the roots, they will grow again with the spring breeze. You are still too young. Listening to the gossip around him, Chen Ling smiled. Look, the giant statue behind Chen Ling hasn't been taken back yet. Could it be? Everyone went out looking for fame, and it turned out to be the case. As soon as Yi Chen was about to leave the ring, Chen Ling's Godfiend Law manifestation held him in his hands. With a gentle squeeze, blood overflowed from Godfiend Law manifestation's hand, and Yi Chen died. Yi Chen's ring was pocketed by Chen Ling. You are not trustworthy. Qin Yao glared at Chen Ling. I said, just let him go this time. It was already the next time I saw him. Chen Ling laughed. You're playing word games. A flash of anger flashed between Qin Yao's brows. Ha ha, woman, you are playing with fire. As my slave, how dare you speak like this? I will teach you a lesson when I get back. After Chen Ling finished speaking, he put Qin Yao into the ring. Above the clouds, an old man is trembling. This is the way of heaven. Standing in front of him is a little Lolita holding the chaos god Thunder. Even Yun Zhongshan didn't expect that Chen Ling would do this. I'm so old. He can still kill people like this. Teacher Zhang, can we announce the results? Zhang Jun was stunned. This ring battle. Chen Ling wins. But no one cheered. They looked at Chen Ling with either admiration or fear. Only Lu Ruyan and her sisters felt a little uncomfortable. We said you were a loser and a licker, but in the blink of an eye, you became the young man of a wealthy family and the proud son of heaven. The contrast was so great that it shocked them completely. It's boring. Chen Ling secretly said it was boring, put away the law manifestation, and slowly dropped it. Zhang Chao hurried over and said flatteringly, as expected of me, Brother Ling. I knew it. He's so strong. Haha, low-key. After this battle, Chen Ling's reputation was completely established, and the campus forums went viral. Even his name was circulated in several major universities next door. The Chen family of Tiandu. Sir, this is a video of Master Ling fighting in the ring. A middle-aged man greeted Chen Tianao and handed the video over. Chen Tianao, who was closing his eyes to rest his mind, slowly opened his eyes and took a look at the tablet. His eyes shone brightly. He is indeed my son. There are no cowards in my old Chen family, let alone trash. But this kid is so hidden. 13th layer, unprecedented, and that terrifying law manifestation. I heard it was because of a fight with a woman. What's her name? Lu Ruyan. Chen Tianao put down the tablet and continued to ask. Yes, sir, but Master Ling doesn't like that woman at all now. Mo Cheng said. Chen Tianao crossed his legs and touched his chin, as if thinking about something. Linger is still too kind. Don't leave the trouble that can be solved once for next time. As for Lu Ruyan, give her some dignity, after all, she is a girl, then let's sink into the sea. Yes, as expected of a family of villains. They are ruthless in what they do, but there is a saying that is right, why bother leaving a trouble until the second time if it can be solved once? In a rental house in Heishi, Lu Ruyan took a shower and came to the living room, but suddenly, a black shadow flashed across, and Lu Ruyan's heart rang with alarm bells. Who? Lu Ruyan looked left and right, and the black shadow appeared behind her, and a knife passed through her throat. Blood kept coming out of Lu Ruyan's mouth. You have offended people you shouldn't have offended, some people. You will never be able to reach in your lifetime, came the hoarse voice of the black shadow. Lu Ruyan's pupils dilated. Before she died, she finally understood. Unfortunately, it was too late. Ruyan, the great emperor, has cried, been poor, has lost, has been afraid, has been a scumbag, but has never been ugly. If heaven had not given birth to me, Lu Ruyan, I would have been as scumbag as the eternity of the night. However, this time I sent her directly to hell. Got it. After loading the body, a group of people restored the entire living room, and no changes could be seen at all. At the same time, Song Lily and Li Jiawei were also put into snakeskin bags, and transported to the sea. Chen Ling didn't know all this. When he returned to the villa, Chen Ling first took a hot bath and then began to receive the system rewards. Ding! Congratulations to the host for winning the arena battle. The Supreme Roulette 10th consecutive raffle ticket X1 has been distributed. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you killed the Son of Luck for the first time. As a reward for the first kill, you will receive a treasure chest. Do you want to open it? Turn it on. Chen Ling did not hesitate. Ding! The first kill treasure chest has been opened successfully. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the Chaos God Grinding Observation Idea, Void Chi Condensation Technique, and Realm Enhancement Card X1. Not a bad reward. Thoughts on the Chaos God's Grinding Observation. When practicing this method with the Supreme Level technique, a huge millstone will be gathered in the Sea of Consciousness. Practice it with mental power, which will continuously crush and condense the mental power. The process is painful, but it can make the mental power strong. Condensation real. It's even possible to cultivate into a divine soul. Void Chi Condensation Technique. Supreme Level Technique. The method of cultivating spiritual energy can continuously purify the spiritual energy in the body until it becomes a liquid. It is extremely powerful, please explore by yourself. The levels of skills can be divided into Huang, Zan, Earth, Heaven, God, Emperor, Great Emperor, Heavenly Emperor, Ancestor, Supreme. Looking at these two rewards, Chen Ling's eyes widened. After all, none of the major forces on Blue Star have supreme level skills. Moreover, these two different techniques are simply tailor-made for him. One is for cultivating spiritual power, and the other is for cultivating spiritual energy. They are a perfect match. This supreme turntable looks very simple, just use these 10 draws. Chen Ling said to himself. Suddenly, a transparent panel appeared in front of Chen Ling, with a huge and exquisite turntable on it. Inlaid with black and gold gems, there are countless rewards in it, such as real dragon bones, thank you for your patronage, phoenix fire, mythical beast eggs, 100,000 spiritual stones, all kinds of dazzling arrays. Looking at the rewards on the carousel, Chen Ling almost drooled. He took a sip and used the 10 consecutive lottery tickets without hesitation. For a moment, the turntable moved slowly and the pointer continued to rotate. I hope I can be a little more European today. Goddess of luck will favor me. The pointer kept falling. Ding. Congratulations to the host, you have received Lu Ruyan's personal clothing. Any part of the body has grown by 1 centimeter, a mysterious blood sword, thank you for your patronage, spiritual potion, a copy of the true meaning of swordsmanship, a treasure key to an unknown secret realm X1, thank you for your patronage. Ding. The 10 consecutive lottery tickets have been exhausted and the rewards have been distributed successfully. Chen Ling was stunned. System. Thank you for your patronage. I understand, but what the hell are Lu Ruyan's underwear and Zhang Chao's chicken legs? But it's really delicious to grow 1 centimeter in any part of the body. Ding. The Supreme Carousel contains anything in the universe. Any drawn items are reasonable. Okay, you are the system. You are the father. Chen Ling said helplessly. Ding. This system is a beautiful girl. Don't describe me as a rough guy. Use the realm improvement card first. Without further words, Chen Ling planned to digest the rewards first. As soon as he finished speaking, Chen Ling's cultivation level began to rise again. Pulse Condensation Realm First Layer. Pulse Condensation Realm Second Layer. Pulse Condensation Realm Third Layer. It was not until the Pulse Condensation Realm 9th layer that he could stop. Pulse Condensation Realm 9th layer. That's enough. Chen Ling calmed his breathing and opened his eyes. Then, take out the 2 supreme level exercises and hold one in each hand. The villain cannot be so weak. In order to suppress the Son of Destiny, he must become stronger. As a villain with self-cultivation, Chen Ling picked up the Chaos God Mill to observe thoughts and began to meditate. The technique was like spirit ascension. In his sea of consciousness, a millstone was slowly forming. In the sea of consciousness, in the endless starry sky, only the divine mill stands here, slowly rotating. Chen Ling's consciousness sneaked into it, and when he looked around, he was shocked. The person who created this technique was either a god or a ruthless person. Following the steps of the exercise, Chen Ling's spiritual body flew towards the millstone, and the clicking sound of the grindstone was so harsh. If you don't succeed, then Cheng Ren. Let's fight. Chen Ling made up his mind and flew into it with his spiritual body. As soon as he entered, the heavy crushing force came, and his spiritual body seemed to be torn to pieces. Ah! At the outlet of the millstone, pieces of spiritual fragments leaked out and were continuously spliced together. Is this the idea of the Chaos God's grinding concept? It is indeed worthy of being called the Supreme's method. After one grinding, I feel that my mental power is more condensed. Chen Ling gasped. If anyone else were watching, they would have noticed that Chen Ling was sweating profusely, his body was shaking, and even his brows were furrowed. Chen Ling continued to condense his mental power, turning it over and over again, until later, he felt numb. In fact, for him now, the benefits are huge. The later God-gathering realm requires strong mental power to make a better breakthrough. However, Chen Ling's current concentration of mental power has long exceeded the threshold for breaking through to the God-gathering realm. However, if you can gather your soul to break through, your realm will be more stable. After practicing 99 and 81 times in the divine grinding process, Chen Ling finally stopped. When he woke up, he felt his mind become clear. As long as I can sharpen it 999 times, my mental power will be able to condense my soul, Chen Ling said to himself. By the way, the 1 centimeter growth reward was used somewhere, and Chen Ling had an indescribable smile on his face. Then, Chen Ling took out the mysterious blood sword. The sword was slender and blood red, as if soaked in blood, with black ghost lines on it. At a glance, his mind seemed to be sucked into it, and Chen Ling quickly came back to his senses. This sword is really mysterious. Looking carefully again, Chen Ling accidentally cut his palm with the sword blade, and a drop of blood fell on it. For a moment, the entire sword emitted bleeding light, and Chen Ling's consciousness was also pulled into it. Chen Ling's consciousness wandered in the blood sword space, and the scenes inside kept flashing by like a movie. One side is the human race and the other side is the demon race. The battle between two races: kill, slaughter all the monsters and return my human race a pure land. HMPH. Kill all these human races and use them as food. You must have the consciousness of being food. The two sides continue to fight. For thousands of years. Until one day, a young man's family was slaughtered. Seeing the fire raging and the family in a mess, the young man hiding under the bed shed a tear of blood. The seeds of hatred are buried deep in the heart, constantly taking root and sprouting. As the boy grew up, the truth gradually became clear. It was the human race, because his family offended a young master, and he held a grudge, and the whole family was wiped out. At this point, the young man has seen through people's hearts. As a successful practitioner, he found a sword, found the culprit, killed his enemy, and finally refined this bloody sword at the behest of the enemy's entire clan. Bitter. It's so bitter. I have been practicing for 1,000 years and finally got my revenge. But, my father and mother, will never come back. I hate it. I hate it. But he still retains his absolute sanity. He did not join the demon race, but founded the Yama sect, to judge all evil people in the world. This blood sword carries endless resentment and is an evil sword through and through. Chen Ling came out of the blood sword space, feeling neither sad nor happy. If he hadn't been weak, how could his family have suffered? In the final analysis, it's just about the weak and the strong. Only with absolute power can you not be afraid of all this. Chen Ling was deeply touched by this. He held the blood sword in his hand and waved it a few times, as if the spirit of injustice was whispering, and it kept ringing. This sword, it should be my matching sword. It can carry the resentment of all living beings and help me reach the top. Chen Ling said word by word. After reading the reward, the treasure key to an unknown secret realm is quite mysterious. Maybe I will go to this secret realm in the future. I practiced the void chi condensation technique again, and the spiritual energy in my body became more abundant. Afterwards, Chen Ling called out Qin Yao in the ring. As soon as Qin Yao appeared, her eyes were filled with resentment, but without any hatred. Why did you call me out? As a slave girl, is this how you talk to your master? Chen Ling said with a smile on his face. You. Qin Yao's face turned red. Do you want to reshape your body and live another life? Chen Ling's words were full of temptation. Are you lying to me? Qin Yao's heart moved, but she calmed down. Believe it or not, I'm going to bed. Chen Ling put Qin Yao into the ring without further explanation. After washing up, Chen Ling fell into a deep sleep. But Qin Yao in the ring was tossing and turning. He can really do it. In other places, some people couldn't sleep. Videos of the duel between Chen Ling and Yi Chen continued to go viral. China's special department, the spiritual department. A middle-aged man in his 40s was watching the video over and over again. After a moment, I saw him say, "This son, be my pillar of China. He can join the highest action group of the Ministry of Spirit. The identity file is listed as SSS level encryption." "Minister," one of the subordinates said hesitantly. "If you have anything to say, just say it." Wei Yan hesitated for a moment and then said, "He is the fourth son of the Chen family in Tiandu." Yi Nanshan lit a cigarette and took a deep breath. It's a bit tricky. But it's not non-negotiable. At the military headquarters, an old man carrying a general ordered, "Right away. Protect Chen Ling. Geniuses cannot die young. After he graduates, he may join our military headquarters. Protect the country. Defend China. General, he is from the Chen family in Tiandu." Li Zhengguo was silent. Early the next morning, wisps of warm sunlight filtered through the gaps in the curtains and gently fell on Chen Ling's handsome face. He slowly opened his eyes and felt a sense of comfort and relaxation that he had never experienced before. "Well," Chen Ling stretched out and murmured to himself, "this is really the most peaceful sleep I have ever had." Everything that happened last night seemed like a dream, but it was so real in his mind. He took out his mobile phone and skillfully opened a certain short video platform, a certain sound. However, when he saw the hot search list, he couldn't help but be stunned. Almost all topics on the hot search list are related to him, and the popularity is still rising. Netizens have mixed reviews about him. Some question the authenticity of the video, while others are full of expectations for him and hope that he can change the world. But Chen Ling just curled his lips in disdain and did not take these comments to heart. "I'm the villain. Hot searches should belong to the righteous protagonists, right? Ha ha." Chen Ling sneered. He didn't care what others thought of him, because he knew that only those who truly understood him would understand his inner world. There are gossips all day long, but if you don't listen, there will be nothing. Chen Ling muttered this famous saying in a low voice, and he decided not to pay attention to those boring discussions. No matter what the outside world thinks, he will stick to his own path. After putting down his cell phone, Chen Ling quickly finished his breakfast and then got into the Rolls-Royce. The car started slowly and drove towards the school. Along the way, he looked at the scenery outside the window and silently thought about his future plans. In Chen's house in Tiandu, a group of young people sat together. "The fourth brother is so promising. I'm afraid everyone from the Tiandu family will come to propose marriage today, right?" Chen Ling's eldest brother Chen Xiao laughed. Wearing a military uniform, he looked like a member of the military. He became a major general at a young age. Ha ha, what the eldest brother said is absolutely true. The boy Lao Si, if he doesn't make a sound, will become a blockbuster. Those ladies from the aristocratic families may have lost their souls. The second brother Chen Ting also agreed. He wears a pair of glasses and has a calm face, like a senior intellectual, with great wisdom. HMPH. This brat doesn't even come to see his third sister or me. He's really getting more and more off-road. His wings are strong, but these mere aristocratic families also want to come to my Chen family. Wishful thinking. At least they must be well matched. Chen Muan looked squeamish. Hee, as expected of fourth brother. Fourth brother is the best. Chen Cece, the fifth child who is still in junior high school, looked full of admiration. In the Chen family of Tiandu, everyone in the family has the potential to be a villain. Hey she no. One middle school, class 3 and class 6, Chen Ling is now a famous figure in the school. No matter where he is, there is always a group of people surrounding him. Chen Ling was very tired of this because his desk was filled with all kinds of love letters, which made many boys hostile to him. However, a strange thing happened. The school announced that 3 girls, Lu Rian, Song Lily and Li Jiawei, had transferred to another school at the same time. This news caused a sensation among the teachers and students in the school. The boys were heartbroken, while the girls cheered and celebrated that those so-called foxes had finally left. Chen Ling smelled an unusual smell, but he did not think deeply about the reason. Brother Ling, you are a famous person now. Zhang Chao ran over excitedly and handed the phone to Chen Ling. What was displayed on the screen was the hot search list, and Chen Ling's name occupied the entire list. Chen Ling just glanced casually, then withdrew his gaze and said calmly, "So what? You have to keep a low profile." "Understood, our brother Ling has always been very low-key," Zhang Chao replied with a smile. In the next month or so, nothing particularly significant happened. Chen Ling lives the same life every day, practicing hard and waiting silently for the Martial Dao College entrance examination. However, one day, two people suddenly came to him. They are from two different departments. Classmate Chen Ling, we are members of China's special department, from the spiritual department. Among them was Wei An, who introduced Chen Ling with a very respectful attitude. Another person introduced himself. "Chen Ling, I am from the Chinese military department." This person's name is Mu Changfeng. Facing the arrival of these two people, Chen Ling had already made some guesses in his mind. However, he still asked politely, "I wonder why you two came to me this time." After Wei and Mu Changfeng looked at each other, they replied in unison, "The Ministry of Spirit specially came to invite you to join our organization. The same is true for our military department. I hope Chen Ling can join us." Chen Ling didn't have many ideas at this time, and he hadn't made up his mind on whether to join a certain force. He is not willing to succumb to others, which will make him feel that his life is not free enough. As a villain, he prefers to create a force of his own. Therefore, Chen Ling politely declined the two's invitation and said, "Thank you very much for your kindness. But for now, I am just an ordinary high school student and may need more time to think and prepare. Perhaps I will reconsider this issue after the college entrance examination is over, sorry." The people from the two departments looked at each other and said, "Okay. Then when you think about it, you can tell us. I won't bother you this time." Chen Ling nodded, and then the two groups of people left. There are more than 10 days left for the college entrance examination. Chen Ling practices chaos god grinding concept and void chi condensation technique every day, and his cultivation level is also rising. Finally, he broke through to the god gathering realm. The 18-year-old god gathering realm is a bit scary. The soul also condensed out, like a miniature version of Chen Ling, entrenched in the sea of consciousness. On this day, Chen Ling came to school and was called away by Yun Zhongshan. In the principal's office, Yun Zhongshan poured a cup of tea for Chen Ling. "Xiao Chen, have those people come to see you?" Chen Ling raised the teacup and took a sip. "I've been here. But I didn't agree." Yun Zhongshan was stunned. "I never thought that Xiao Chen could resist these temptations. The principal is serious. I just don't want to join these intrigues prematurely. I haven't experienced the life in Martial Dao University yet," Chen Ling said casually. "More importantly, there must be talents from all over the world in the university, and I haven't stepped on them yet. I'm looking forward to it." Yun Zhongshan almost spit out a mouthful of tea. Ahem, cough, cough. "Xiao Chen, there is a saying that says, if a tree is as beautiful as a forest, the wind will destroy it." "Haha, principal, am I, Chen Ling, strong?" Chen Ling asked. Yun Zhongshan paused and said, "Chang. Then have you ever seen a genius stronger than me?" Chen Ling asked again. "No." Yun Zhongshan was confused, wondering what kind of medicine Chen Ling was selling in the gourd. "That's all right. I, Chen Ling, am not among the geniuses, but above them. I can look down on all the geniuses by myself," Chen Ling said after taking the last sip of tea. The words are full of arrogance, the arrogance that looks down upon the world. Yun Zhongshan's hand holding the teacup froze and he looked at Chen Ling in shock. "Principal, farewell. It's so awesome," Yun Zhongshan said after a moment. "It seems that Xiao Chen's college life will not be so boring." Genius. What's going to happen? On this day, Heishi number 1 middle school was packed with people. Parents and relatives of senior high school students came to accompany their children to take the Martial Dao College entrance examination. On an overlook, a group of people were sitting here. Principal Yun Zhongshan could only sit at the edge. The rest of the people included people from the spiritual department, the military department, and the admissions office leaders of many universities. "Principal Yun, I heard that a genius has emerged from your Heishi number 1 middle school. He has cultivated to the pulse condensation realm at such a young age, so congratulations. A middle-aged man in his 30s said with a smile. This person is Xu Fan, the director of the admissions office of Qinglong University. After hearing this, Yun Zhongshan almost raised his head to the sky, but in order not to make others laugh, he still said modestly, "No, Director Xu is serious. There are people outside the world, and there must be someone better than Chen Ling. This guy is strong. Haha, yes, geniuses. We people have seen a lot of them, and we are not surprised by geniuses who die halfway." There was something in Xu Huan's words. After hearing this, Yun Zhongshan didn't know what he meant. It turned out that he wanted me to remind Chen Ling to keep a low profile. It's a pity that you don't know what kind of devil he is. Indeed, at the age of 18 or 19, many people do not even dare to kill a monster, let alone kill someone. Chen Ling, on the other hand, was decisive and decisive. He dared to forcibly kill Yi Chen in front of so many people. He was so domineering and thoughtful. Chen Ling stood at the front of Class 3 and Class 6, waiting for the start of Marshall Dao's college entrance examination. He folded his hands, closed his eyes, and showed off his strength. A group of students were chatting quietly, with different emotions, ranging from excitement to worry, calmness to confidence. It's finally the college entrance examination. Ah, I can finally experience college life. Tisk, tisk, looking at your look, I'm afraid you're going to the university to catch a rich husband, right? I want you to take care of me. The brother in college must be very handsome. He is also richer. His cultivation level is also stronger. The girl said, her face turned red. I don't know if I can pass the exam. It is said that the Marshall Dao College entrance examination is held in a secret realm, and is based on the beast core that kills monsters. However, there are heavy casualties every year. Hiss. Everyone gasped, and even the girl who was excited just now became depressed. However, she focused on Chen Ling. Only Chen Ling remained calm and composed. For him, the Marshall Dao College entrance examination was just a game. Brother Ling, I finally broke through to the 8th layer of the body refining realm. I think I will definitely be admitted to Marshall Dao University this time. Zhang Chao just arrived and ran to Chen Ling and said. Chen Ling opened his eyes and looked at Zhang Chao's personal information. He was a little shocked and said, interesting, Teoti King body. Can you become stronger by eating it? Quiet, quiet. Yun Zhongshan used his cultivation and his voice spread. As the principal of Heishi No. 1 Middle School, of course he has to preside over this college entrance examination. Ahem, Marshall Dao. Before taking the college entrance examination, let me tell you some things to note. The location of this college entrance examination is in the secret realm of the Sea of Clouds. There are many treasures of heaven and earth, and opportunities are everywhere. When the students below heard the words, opportunities abound, their eyes shone with greed. I haven't finished speaking yet. Not only is it a chance, there are also monsters inside. The lowest level of body refining, 1st layer. The highest level, the level of gathering gods. As soon as these words came out, the whole place was silent. But the most important thing to note is that the human heart is the scariest thing. Okay, that's all I have to say. Next, let the leaders of the military department announce the rules of this college entrance examination to everyone. Yun Zhongshan said. After that, I returned to my seat. The students below didn't take Yun Zhongshan's words to heart at all, but the God-gathering realm monster scared them badly. Glancing at these people, Chen Ling looked away and shook his head. It seems they are all still immature children, who have not been beaten by society. The human heart is something that will stab you in the back. Mu Chengfeng stood up in military uniform and said loudly, Students, I am Mu Chengfeng, and now I will announce to you the rules of the college entrance examination. After hearing his words, the students below came back to their senses. The first rule is to kill the monsters and dissect the beast core. After that, each of you will be given a scoring bracelet. According to the quality of the beast core, there are 1 beast core points for the 1st layer of Qi refining, and 2 beast core points for the 2nd layer of Qi refining, and so on. When you reach the mind tempering realm, the 1st layer is 10 points, the 2nd layer is 20 points. The 9th layer is 90 points. The quality of the beast core of the pulse condensing realm increases, and the points are also increased, 10,000 points. As for the God-gathering realm, it is 1,000,000 points. Chen Ling listened to the exam rules and thought to himself, for me, I don't need to pay too much attention to the points in the Qi refining realm. I only need to kill the monsters in the pulse condensation realm and above. But, is it possible to snatch points from other people's hands? Second, and the most important point, that is, points can be snatched from each other. The biggest rule in the secret realm of the Sea of Clouds is that there are no rules. After Mu Changfeng finished speaking, he looked at the reactions of everyone below. Wow, isn't this a big fight? Chen Ling thought. Sure enough, China would not train a group of defenseless people. This would be a waste of resources. He raised a hand and said, I have a question. When Mu Changfeng saw Chen Ling, he wondered what the hell this kid was up to. I wonder if Chen Ling has any questions. Everyone focused their attention on him, wanting to hear what this proud man had to say. A red light flashed in Chen Ling's eyes, and he said in a low voice, since there are no rules, is it okay to kill someone? Quiet, all go. Chen Ling's brain circuit is really weird. That's right, how can you kill each other in the college entrance examination? What a killer. Mu Changfeng ignored the reactions of these students and looked straight at Chen Ling, trying to see something in his eyes. After a moment, he said, okay. Why? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. The bottom exploded again. It was really amazing what the director said. There are those who complain, those who curse, and those who are afraid. HMPH. Noisy. The director of the curtain, Feng Yuan Palace, released his cultivation level. Suddenly, everyone did not dare to speak out. If you are not prepared to die, don't take the Martial Dao College entrance examination. This is not a child's play. The country will not cultivate cowardly people. Only through the baptism of blood and killing can you truly grow. If you are afraid of death, it is still too late to quit now. But, once you quit, there will be no chance to come back again. In the end, some people still quit. The Chinese education system also blacklisted them. Most people cherish this hard-won opportunity and hold the mentality that as long as they can survive this time, they will soar into the sky. Distribute the scoring bracelets. The Martial Dao College entrance examination is about to begin. Chapter 11. Mu Changfeng and Wei Yan looked at each other and nodded, and they stood up as if they had a clear understanding. Immediately afterwards, Wei Yan reached into the storage space on his waist and took out a black square box. He placed the box on the ground with a serious look on his face and said in his mouth, "Open the secret realm of the Sea of Clouds." At this moment, a shining vortex door suddenly appeared in front of everyone. This door is like a deep universe, filled with strong aura, making people feel relaxed and happy. The students stared at this mysterious whirlpool door with their eyes widened, their hearts filled with anticipation and nervousness. They couldn't help but swallow, imagining what challenges and opportunities the world behind the door would bring them. Chen Ling on the side was a little curious about the vortex gate in front of him. He said to himself, "This is the door to the secret realm. I didn't expect that I could carry the key to the secret realm with me. It's so amazing. It seems that the Chinese department does have many unknown secrets and superb methods." At this time, Mu Changfeng announced in a steady voice, "I hereby solemnly announce. This Martial Dao College entrance examination has officially begun. Candidates, please enter the secret realm." As his words fell, the students stood up one after another and walked towards the vortex door with firm belief and determination. They know that they may die on the next journey, but whether they can soar into the sky depends on this time. Everything within the secret realm will be broadcast live nationwide. What these candidates don't know is that this exam is a national joint examination, which means that candidates from all colleges and universities in the secret territory of the Sea of Clouds are included. Within the secret realm, streaks of white light flashed through, and figures appeared everywhere. Chen Ling landed slowly and looked around. The trees were tall, like a primeval forest. From time to time, there was a roar of a beast, but the stunned students focused their attention on these trees. So big. All go. Is this the secret realm? It's simply a wonderland. Chen Ling ignored them, collected the surrounding information, and embarked on the journey alone. Not long after he left, there was a sound in the bushes, as if something was surrounding the group of students. Finally, one person reacted, "What a sound." The others came to their senses and looked around, but found nothing. TCH. What a fuss. You're going to scare people to death. No. No. No, there should be something around. At this time, they were stunned and looked directly at the back of the person who spoke. Monster. 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 The man turned around stiffly and saw a huge figure with a bloody mouth open, and some liquid dripping from the mouth. When it fell to the ground, a small pit was corroded, and bursts of white smoke rose. This monster has a wolf-like body shape but a tiger-like head. It is completely black with white markings. Suddenly, the big mouth fell, leaving only a headless body of the man, with blood spurting out. Ah! Run quickly. It's a bloodthirsty tiger and wolf. Temper your mental state cultivation. However, when they wanted to run in the opposite direction, bloodthirsty tigers and wolves emerged from the bushes. His eyes were green, looking at them as if they were delicious food. It's over. Roar. The scene was bloody, and these students all fell into the bellies of bloodthirsty tigers and wolves, and would eventually become a puddle of feces. Chen Ling, who hadn't gone far, heard the beasts' roars and begging for mercy. There was no mercy. If you stay in the same place for a long time, monsters will definitely come by the smell. They died unjustly. In the secret realm, letting down your guard at any time is disrespectful to life. Why should I be vigilant and kill all the way? Chen Ling said unruly. At this time, monster beasts appeared around him, surrounding him and grinning. The nether leopard from the third layer of the pulse condensation realm. He's just a beast. Chen Ling sacrificed the bleeding sword, and his body seemed to be bathed in blood. Destroy. 5 rays of blood-red sword light struck at the group of nether leopards. In an instant, they were all destroyed, leaving only purple beast cores on the ground. The scoring ring begins to count. A total of 10 third-layer monsters in the pulse condensation realm have been killed, and the points are 300,000. Chen Ling's ranking also continued to rise. In an instant, he was ranked first. Outside, everyone happened to see Chen Ling kill 10 nether leopards during the live broadcast. He opened his mouth in shock. Is this the nether leopard from the third layer of the pulse condensation realm? He killed 10 of them in one strike. Is this still a human being? The leader on the overlook couldn't sit still anymore. I'm going to the toilet. I'm going to get a big one. My wife called. My grandpa gave birth. A group of people found different reasons to quietly report it, but the reasons were each more outrageous than the last. Dean. Big thing. Big thing. Shu Fan said excitedly. On the other end of the phone, an old man wearing a Taoist robe was writing calligraphy. What's the big deal? Didn't I tell you that you need to calm down when it comes to big things? You're so frizzy, Huang Daosheng said with a frown. Ahem. The situation is really urgent. Does the dean still remember that Chen Ling? Shu Hu asked. Of course I remember. He is a very talented boy. Huang Daosheng said nonchalantly. Wrong. We were all wrong. In the secret realm of the Sea of Clouds, he killed 10 monster beasts from the third layer of the pulse condensation realm with one sword. Huang Daosheng wrote one word, 10-head pulse condensation realm. That's okay. No. What did you say? Dean. It's a monster from the third layer of the 10 pulse condensation realm. Are you sure you didn't lie to me? Dean. How dare I lie to you? The other people at Martial Dao University have quietly informed me. I'm afraid that I will be snatched away by them. Shu Fan said anxiously. Okay. You hold Chen Ling steady for me. After he comes out, no matter what conditions he puts forward, we will agree to it. I will rush over right away. After Huang Daosheng finished speaking, he hung up the phone and took off directly to the sea. The city is coming at a rapid pace. Rays of light flashed across the sky, and the other people from Martial Dao University all headed towards Heishi with the same purpose. Chen Ling, who was in the secret realm, didn't know what was going on outside. He was killing monsters along the way, and no monster could stop his sword. So scary. Ding. Congratulations to the host, triggering the secret realm mission. Ding. As a villain, do you need to reason with anyone? If you look unhappy, kill them directly and show yourself like a demon king. Let the world admire your clothes. Mission reward, hidden treasure map of Sea of Clouds Secret Realm X1. Ha 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 ha, just what I want, just what I want. System, let the world see my posture, Chen Ling. Why should I hide my clumsiness? Anyone who refuses to accept will be killed. Chen Ling looked up to the sky. Laugh. The secret territory of the Sea of Clouds is desolate, filled with yellow soil and red magma, without any sign of life. However, in this seemingly dead place, there is a team moving forward slowly. Their leader was a beautiful woman wearing purple clothes and with hair as white as snow. Sister Zion, what are we going to do now? A short-haired woman in the team couldn't help but ask. Sha Zion turned around, with a firm light shining in his eyes. I heard that a peerless genius appeared in Heishi number 1 middle school, named Chen Ling. Everyone says that his talent exceeds that of Brother Beishuan, but I don't believe it. Hearing this, other people echoed. That's right, how can that kid compare to Brother Beishuan? Sister Zion is right. If Brother Beishuan is in the same class as us, what's the matter with Chen Ling? However, these people secretly despise. Haha, I really can't see others being nice. Let's go look for the treasures of heaven and earth first. Finally, we'll go find Chen Ling. Let's meet for a while. Sha Zion's voice changed. Zion. At this time, the man next to Sha Zion stood up, shouted softly, and gave her a look. Sha Zion understood immediately. Ahem, Xiao Yu, you guys take a rest where you are. Master Ji and I will go ahead and explore the way. Sha Zion touched Ni Xiaoyu's head and said softly. Well, okay then. Ni Xiaoyu was about to say something, but after thinking about it, he didn't say anything. Then Sister Zion, be careful. Don't worry, old wolf, Scar, you camp where you are and protect the little fish. Sha Zion turned his head and ordered to the two of them. Then, he and the so-called young Master Ji looked at each other, and the two of them moved forward. Ni Xiaoyu looked at the two people leaving, as if he had guessed something, and his eyes rolled. In a cave, as soon as Sha Zion and Ji Chengge arrived, Ji Chengge couldn't wait to hold Sha Zion in his arms, causing her to exclaim. Master Ji, don't be so anxious, right? Sha Zion said with a blushing face. Haha, you fool, since you asked me to form a team to help, you have to pay a corresponding price. Besides, it's not like I haven't done it before. Why didn't you show off at that time? Ji Chengge said jokingly. I'm so angry now. Okay. Sha Zion finished speaking and squatted down. Ha ha ha. If Zhang Beishuan knew that his woman had cuckolded him, I don't know what kind of expression he would have. Ji Chengge laughed. Sha Zion rolled her eyes. Ni Xiaoyu, on his side, was poking at the soil with a dead branch, feeling very bored. The old wolf and Scar were eating dry food. The old wolf was wearing a black waistcoat, a sloppy beard, and a shaved head. As the name suggests, there is a long scar on the left side of the face. Although they are both high school seniors, they are not good people at first glance. At this time, Ni Xiaoyu walked over to the two of them. The old wolf raised his head and whistled frivolously. Wolf, Brother Lang, Sister Zion and the others haven't come back yet, will something happen? Ni Xiaoyu said weakly. The old wolf took a bite of dried beef and said nonchalantly, what's going to happen? Young Master Ji is right next to her. Okay. Ni Xiaoyu finished speaking and turned to leave. But the old wolf's eyes lit up and he licked his lips. Stop. Wolf, Brother Lang, is there anything else? Ni Xiaoyu trembled all over. Come on. Old wolf waved. Brother Lang, just say it here. Ni Xiaoyu seemed to have sensed Lao Lang's intention. Come here as soon as I ask you to. Why is there all this nonsense? The old wolf was a little impatient. Scar, on the other hand, was not interested. Here, Chen Ling fought all the way to this magma land. At this time, his points had exceeded 3 million, huh? Why are there no monsters anymore? Is it possible that monsters can't survive next to this magma? Chen Ling stopped thinking about it, put away the blood sword, and walked deeper. That's not right. The fire aura is so strong, it stands to reason that there should be fire attribute monsters. Chen Ling continued to move forward in confusion. After a while, Chen Ling heard someone speaking, Brother Lang, please let me go. HMPH, little girl, I haven't eaten meat for a long time. Chen Ling was lurking in the dark and saw the three of them. Oh, I didn't expect this kind of thing to happen in the secret realm. But he doesn't want the hero to save the beauty. That's what the protagonist and the Son of Fate should do, and the villain has no obligation. However, he didn't want to go to the trouble of collecting information about this magma land, so Chen Ling slowly walked out of the darkness. Scar reacted instantly and pulled out the dagger. Who is it? Old Wolf looked up and saw Chen Ling walking towards them step by step. Could they be here to save me? Ni Xiaoyu thought silently in his heart. Seeing that his good deeds were interrupted, Lao Lang was furious. He stared at Chen Ling with evil eyes, pointed at him and cursed. Who are you? You dare to ruin my good deeds. You are impatient to live, aren't you? Chen Ling didn't want to talk to him. When the old wolf saw that he didn't take him seriously, his face turned dark. Boy. Just when he was about to say something, Chen Ling spoke. If you don't want to die, then put away that finger of yours. This is your last chance. You. Chen Ling gave him a cold look, and the old wolf instantly felt as if his throat was being strangled, making him unable to breathe. Seeing this, Scar knew that Chen Ling was in trouble, so he quickly explained, my friend, Lao Lang is a rough guy and doesn't know how to speak. Please don't take it to heart. HMPH. If there's another time, I'll die. Chen Ling withdrew his gaze, and the old wolf escaped from death, sitting on the ground panting heavily. His clothes were wet with cold sweat. Ni Xiaoyu was a smart girl. When Chen Ling arrived, she immediately ran behind him and hid. I need all the information about this magma land, Chen Ling said directly. This. Scar looked embarrassed. What? You can't do it. Suddenly something occurred to him, and Scar replied with a flattering face. No, of course, Lao Lang and I will collect information for you right now. Although he said this, he was thinking viciously in his heart, when Mr. G comes back, I will definitely skin you and cramp you. It's best not to play any tricks. You know my methods. Chen Ling glanced at the two of them, sat cross-legged, and began to meditate. Scar helped the old wolf stand up, and glanced at Chen Ling before leaving. Only Ni Xiaoyu. Everyone was confused now. Seeing Chen Ling sitting like this with his eyes closed, he felt itchy in his heart. He's so handsome. He's so domineering. Is this my true destiny? But why doesn't he even look at me? Chen Ling didn't have any feelings for Ni Xiaoyu. Before transmigrating, there was a sentence that touched him deeply. There is no woman in my heart, so I will draw my sword and be a god of nature. Besides, one can know people but not their hearts. Who knows what kind of person Ni Xiaoyu is without having any contact with him? This, handsome guy, what's your name? Ni Xiaoyu asked with a blushing face. Chen Ling still ignored her, but Ni Xiaoyu was like a bee, asking this and that. My name is Ni Xiaoyu. Handsome, do you have a girlfriend? Are you hungry? I have something to eat. Chen Ling couldn't meditate at all. He frowned and said, say one more thing. I'll kill you. Ni Xiaoyu was startled and could only pout. I thought to myself, what a person who doesn't know how to be charming. If you are like Lao Lang, who would want to talk to you? Sure enough, this Ni Xiaoyu is a scheming girl, with high eyes and low hands. Lao Lang is too low-end and she doesn't like him. She only wants to find the kind of young master from an aristocratic family, or someone who is handsome and powerful. Inadvertently, Chen Ling saw Ni Xiaoyu's personal information. It was very shocking. Even though this girl looked so gentle, she was too thoughtful. Name, Ni Xiaoyu. Age, 18. Realm, Tempering Mind First Layer. Kung Fu, Water Snake Wrapping, Guanyin Water Lotus. Number of drives, 21 times. Evaluation, broken shoes, a very scheming girl, snobbish, looks at everyone by rank, looks down on those with lower ranks, specializes in high-level dungeons. 666. Chen Ling has really gained a lot of experience. How can he achieve a rank with a broken car? At this time, Old Wolf and Scar came back. Both of them were scarred, and it looked like they had suffered something. This, friend, we have collected all the information. Scar's face was covered in blood, and only one arm was left. Seeing their appearance, Chen Ling secretly thought, sure enough, there must be danger in this magma land. Tell me about it. Chen Ling sat up straight and crossed his legs. It turns out that it's not that there are no monsters in this magma land, but there is a natural treasure in the crater that is about to mature, and these monsters have returned to guard it. As for the injuries on Scar and Scar's body, it was because they were too deep and alerted these monsters. Friend, can we go? Asked the old wolf. Haha, looking at your injuries, I'm afraid you won't be able to make it to the exit of the secret realm. So, in order to prevent you from suffering any more, I'll give you a good time. Chen Ling said with a smile. Cutting out the roots is the right thing to do, Holy Mother. You won't go far on this road. Just as the two of them were about to say something, blood spurted out from their throats and splashed onto Ni Xiaoyu. She was so frightened that she shivered. You actually killed them all. Ha, just killed two enemies. Also, you are not a good person, don't mess with me. Chen Ling calmly put away the blood sword and glanced at Ni Xiaoyu. Master Ji will never let you go. Ni Xiaoyu murmured. I'm waiting. By chance, Chen Ling heard this sentence. Xiaoyu, we're back. At this time, Sha Ziyan and Ji Chengge came back, but Sha Ziyan's mouth was a little red and swollen. The two came to the place where they camped, but there was no old wolf and Scar, only Ni Xiaoyu, and a strange man. When Ni Xiaoyu saw the person coming, he ran over and threw himself into Ji Chengge's arms, which made Sha Ziyan frown. Woo, Mr. Ji, you are finally here. Brother Lang and Brother Scar were both killed by him. He also wanted to threaten you with me. But luckily I am smart. Ni Xiaoyu cried. Ji Chengge comforted Ni Xiaoyu in his arms, raised his head, and asked Chen Ling, Your Excellency. You should give me an explanation. Even Sha Ziyan is like this. Haha, give me an explanation. Who do you think you are? You deserve to be asked to give me an explanation. It's true, women can't be trusted. They saved your life, and now you want to stab me in the back. Chen Ling looked at him with a bad look. Ni Xiaoyu. Ji Chengge was furious. At this time, Chen Ling set his sights on Sha Ziyan. It's nothing else, but the system just popped up an interesting message. Ding. Someone related to the Son of Destiny has been detected. Name, Sha Ziyan. Age, 18. Realm, Tempering Mind State 3rd Layer. Special Physique, Spiritual Body. Kung Fu, Soul Seducing Technique, Blue Sea Tide Generating Kung Fu. Relationship, the woman of Zhang Beishuan, the Son of Destiny. Number of drives, 100 times. Evaluation, green tea is a duplicitous person who wants to rise to the top with any man. If you come into contact with Zhang Beishuan, you will find that there is a green light on his head. Another child of luck, but a bit miserable, even his home was stolen, tisk tisk. Chen Ling changed his mind. He won't kill Ji Chengge. As for these two women, it's a bit disgusting. What do you want? Sha Ziyan said impatiently. Chen Ling squeezed her neck with both hands. I hate women like you the most. Always want to rely on others to get the upper hand. Is it interesting? So, be a good person in the next life. With a click, Sha Ziyan's neck was broken. The funny thing is that she didn't know who killed her until she died. You, how dare you? Ji Chengge was shocked. Even Ni Xiaoyu covered his mouth. Then, Chen Ling walked slowly towards Ni Xiaoyu and looked at her condescendingly. What do you want to do? Ni Xiaoyu's eyes dodged. Chen Ling pinched her head. I told you a long time ago, don't mess with me. Why don't you listen? Bang! Ni Xiaoyu's head exploded, leaving only a headless body. Ji Chengge collapsed on the ground. You are the devil. You are the devil. Chen Ling wiped his hands and turned to look at him. I don't have to kill you. But you have to do one thing for me. Ji Chengge seemed to have grasped the life-saving straw, and quickly knelt down, kneeling step by step in front of Chen Ling. Brother, I will listen to you whatever you say. Okay, children can be taught, but, in order to prevent you from betraying me, I have to use some tricks on you. Chen Ling had an inexplicable smile on his face. He stretched out his hand and touched Ji Chengge's eyebrows. The devil is planted in the heart of the Tao. For an instant, a trace of red breath penetrated deep into Ji Chengge's soul, and finally settled inside. What is this? Ji Chengge said in fear. Suddenly, Chen Ling grasped his hand and Ji Chengge started rolling on the ground. He felt that all the bones in his body were being eaten by ants, and his soul was being torn apart bit by bit, and he was in agony. Master, I won't betray you. I won't betray you. Ah! Ji Chengge shouted in pain. Only then did Chen Ling give up. Remember, no matter who you look for, you can't solve this inner demon. Also, don't try to be clever. I can see you wherever you are and whatever you do. Once you dare to betray me, you will be eaten into a withered skeleton. Even your soul. My subordinates dare not. Okay, Then you will do this. Ji Chengge left to carry out his mission. At this time, Qin Yao flew out of the ring and looked at Chen Ling complicatedly. Does what you do go against the will of heaven? It's a bit too cruel. What is the way of heaven? In my eyes, it is as small as dust. Cruel. Scar and the two wanted to kill me, and Ni Xiaoyu stabbed me in the back. I gave them several chances. They didn't cherish it. As for Shah Xian, it's just a 100-man rider. If you don't like it, just kill him. Chen Ling said casually. But this sounded like the whisper of the devil to Qin Yao's ears. And Ji Chengge, in order to complete my big plan, I will do whatever it takes. Remember, in a world where the weak eat the strong, you don't deserve to feel pity for them. Chen Ling said bluntly. In this world of intrigues, you must do whatever it takes. Holy Mother, you will not live long. In a luxurious villa at Qinglong University, a young man of about 20 years old was sitting cross-legged on the bed practicing spiritual energy. If anyone were present, they would be surprised to find that this young man actually possesses a powerful cultivation level in the God-gathering realm. Suddenly, the young man opened his eyes suddenly, with a trace of doubt and uneasiness on his face. He murmured to himself, "Strange, why do you feel like you have lost something important?" This young man is Zhang Beishuan. He has short brown hair. His brows reveal perseverance and determination, his eyes are as sharp as knives, and his expressionless face gives people an impression of indifference. Time flies so fast. It's been 2 months since I was reborn. All the regrets left in my previous life will be made up for by me personally this time. Zhang Beishuan whispered, his tone firm and confident. At the same time, outside the college entrance examination room, countless people watched the examination site through live broadcast. When they saw Chen Ling killing Scarface, the audience screamed in surprise. Oh my God, Chen Ling actually dares to kill someone. Didn't you notice that Scarface had evil intentions from the beginning? But how can we explain why he killed those 2 girls? Master Ling must have his own reasons for killing people. On the observation deck above the examination room, a group of leaders silently watched everything happening below, their faces gloomy. Chen Ling's methods were so cruel that they were shocked and worried. The Chen family of Tiandu. Ling has grown up. Chen Tianao sighed. It seems that it is right to let him transfer to another school this time. Lin Xinru said gently, but Ling is so good, it may attract some people's attention. HMPH. Who dares to touch my son, Chen Tianao? What's more, the old man has broken through to the great sage realm. Chen Tianao said domineeringly. Oh, our dad made a breakthrough. Lin Xinru's eyes lit up. Well, we are consolidating our realm now and have not yet left the border. The secret realm of the Sea of Clouds. Chen Ling stood on a high mountain, looked down, and discovered the crater that Scar had mentioned. His eyes were sharp, as if he could penetrate the smoke of the crater and see the scene inside. Sure enough, at the bottom of the crater, rolling magma was flowing and steaming. However, what surprised him even more was that a flame tree actually grew in the magma. Its roots penetrated deeply into the magma and survived tenaciously. This flame tree is full of fruits, the most eye-catching of which are the 3 huge fruits, which shine with bright yellow light and burn like flames. Chen Ling's heart moved and he thought of a precious spiritual object, the dragon spirit fruit. This is dragon spirit fruit, he whispered to himself. At this time, Qin Yao in the ring said, yes, this is the dragon spirit fruit, and it is a mature dragon spirit fruit. Her voice was full of excitement. A trace of doubt flashed in Chen Ling's eyes and he asked, explain it. Qin Yao explained in detail. Dragon spirit fruit is an earth-level spiritual object, which is extremely rare. After taking it, your cultivation level can be greatly improved. For martial artists, this is a rare treasure. Not only that, the dragon spirit fruit also has the effect of condensing the body and strengthening the body. For those who have not practiced body training techniques, this is a rare opportunity. After hearing this, Chen Ling's eyes flashed with light, so he jumped into the crater without hesitation. When Chen Ling jumped off the crater, a wave of heat hit his face, but he didn't pay attention. His eyes were firmly fixed on the flame tree, and his heart was filled with anticipation. As he descended, the surrounding temperature gradually increased, but he still moved forward firmly. When he finally got close to the ground, he noticed something unusual. I originally thought I would be burned by the hot lava, but that was not the case. Although the ground is a little hot, it is not much different from the one above. Chen Ling was very surprised, but soon realized that this might be due to the existence of the dragon spirit fruit, which had changed the environment in this area. He cautiously approached the flame tree and carefully observed the dragon spirit fruit. These fruits exude a rich aura that makes people salivate. Just as he was about to reach out to pick the dragon spirit fruit, he suddenly felt the breath of a monster coming from a distance. Chen Ling turned around and looked warily. Ho, ho, ho. A group of lizard-like monsters crawled out of the lava and stared at Chen Ling intently. They seemed to be inlaid with rocks. They were 2 meters long and stuck out their tongues. They surrounded Chen Ling. There were probably hundreds of them. They were still getting closer. Fire-loving rock lizard. 5th layer of the pulse condensation realm. It's interesting, Chen Ling murmured to himself. As soon as the blood sword came out, the fire-loving rock lizard crawled on the ground, unable to move due to the powerful aura. The blood sword is a sword of judgment. In this volcano, it can erupt with stronger power. Death. Chen Ling waved his blood sword, and more than 100 fire-loving rock lizards were wiped out. People outside have become accustomed to it. Isn't it normal to kill some monsters instantly? Without any further hesitation, Chen Ling came to the flame tree and looked at the 3 dragon spirit fruits. Just as he was about to pick them, he felt a chill behind him. Not good. Chen Ling reacted quickly and blocked the blood sword. Ding! A huge claw collided with the blood sword. When I looked up, I saw a huge monster. The fire-loving rock lizard king. 20 meters long, it is not inlaid with rocks, but with purple gold crystals and 3 tails. Chen Ling quickly distanced himself. God-gathering realm 9th layer. I didn't expect it. This monster must want to use this dragon spirit fruit to break through to the Yuan Palace realm in one fell swoop. The fire-loving rock lizard king kept roaring, as if expressing his anger that someone dared to covet his things. It leaned forward, and a strong energy continued to condense in its mouth. Suddenly, a purple flame beam spurted out from its mouth and headed straight towards Chen Ling. Chaos Godfiend body. Open. Godfiend law manifestation. Show me. Godfiend chop. Chen Ling opened fire directly, and Godfiend law manifestation waved the giant sword in his hand. When the sword slashed out, the sword light collided with the light beam, and, bang! An explosion occurred. The smoke dissipated and Chen Ling was unharmed. The protective ability of the Thorn Demon armor was very strong. On the other hand, the fire-loving rock lizard king had one of his legs broken, and blood was dripping from his mouth. Send you one last journey. Chen Ling floated in midair, his long blood-red hair flying, and the blood sword suspended in front of his chest, red light flashing. Die! The blood sword flew out in an instant, and the fire-loving rock lizard king had no time to react. His head was pierced and he fell to the ground with no breath at all. 666, you can even kill the monsters in the 9th layer of God realm. That's the God-gathering 9th layer. Yun Zhongshan looked at the names hanging high on the list and murmured, this boy should be the king of geniuses. Chen Ling cut out the beast core of the fire-loving rock lizard king, and the points began to be calculated instantly. The God-gathering 9th layer earned a total of 9 million points. Adding up to the previous points, there are a total of 12 million points. It's so scary. Looking at the second place, it only has 300,000 points, leading by a huge margin. Chen Ling walked to the flame tree, picked off the dragon spirit fruit, sat cross-legged on the spot, ate the dragon spirit fruit in several mouthfuls, and began to practice. As soon as the dragon spirit fruit was eaten, it immediately turned into a stream of pure spiritual liquid, with a hint of fire golden breath in it. Chen Ling's whole body was wrapped up, and the fiery golden aura continued to circulate on the surface of his skin. Suddenly, his body burned, and his clothes were burned away, revealing his strong body. The flame continued to burn the body, as if it were forging a piece of fine iron. All the sweat on Chen Ling's body was evaporated, and he gritted his teeth and endured the heartbreaking pain. As time went by, his body underwent great changes. His body, which had been burned and cracked, seemed to have shed its shell. Pieces fell off piece by piece, revealing a brand new body inside. It was not as rough as expected, and the skin was smooth, like jade. His realm is constantly rising with the huge spiritual power of Long Linguo. Gathering God Realm 2nd layer. Gathering God Realm 3rd layer. Gathering God Realm 4th layer. It wasn't until the 6th layer of the God Gathering Realm that the spiritual power was exhausted. Chen Ling opened his eyes and his body shook, as if a powerful energy burst out in all directions, causing a huge noise. He moved his muscles and bones, looked at himself, took out an ordinary knife, and suddenly stabbed his chest. Ding! The knife broke directly when it touched the chest. As expected of the dragon spirit fruit. With my current physical strength, ordinary weapons can't hurt me at all. Chen Ling clenched his fists and said. Taking out a set of clothes from the storage space and putting them on, Chen Ling thought to himself, the current points are already 12 million, no one can surpass me, and the ordinary treasures of heaven, materials and earth in the secret realm are useless to me. Got it. The goal now is to complete the system mission. Hunt the genius. Obtain the hidden treasure map of the Sea of Clouds' secret realm. Chen Ling's figure disappeared in an instant, and those college students still didn't know that they might be buried in this secret realm. He didn't die from a monster, but, in the hands of Chen Ling. It would be too troublesome to kill them one by one, and Chen Ling didn't have that much patience. Immediately, he flew over the secret realm, the Chaos Godfiend body opened, and the Godfiend Law manifestation clung behind him. Everyone was startled by this vision and looked up. People from Heishi No. 1 Middle School naturally recognized Chen Ling at a glance. That's Chen Ling. What is he going to do? You don't care what Brother Ling wants to do. As long as I don't want to kill you, that's enough. Zhang Chao retorted. But he looked at Chen Ling with admiration. Some people from other universities didn't know why, and it wasn't until they made some inquiries that they found out that the person in the sky above the secret realm was Chen Ling, who had become popular all over the internet some time ago. Haha, I want to see what kind of evil this so-called genius is up to. One person said disdainfully. Among this group of people, only 5 were relatively sensible. Their faces were solemn, and Xie Ziqing said word by word, he is in the God-gathering realm. And he is not the 1st layer. After hearing his words, the other 4 people began to look at Chen Ling. I don't know, he is doing this too. Before he finished speaking, Chen Ling spoke. His voice contained cultivation, and almost everyone in the secret realm could hear it. Today, I, Chen Ling, look down upon you and all the geniuses. I declare war on everyone here. As soon as these words came out, there was a stir. What? Did I hear it right? He wants to challenge us. This martial arts examination is a national joint examination. In other words, in this secret realm of the Sea of Clouds, candidates from all colleges and universities are present. More than 10 million candidates. What is he asking for a fight? His life. Outside, countless Chinese audiences stood up. Chen Ling's behavior was really too bold. Unprecedented and unheard of. What? Are the so-called geniuses so timid? I will challenge 10 million of you alone. If you don't dare, hand over all your points. Chen Ling glanced at everyone with cold eyes. Thousands of geniuses remained silent, but their faces were ashen. At this time, 5 people stood up. It was Xie Ziqing and others. Several of them came from various universities across the country. Chen Ling's move really pushed them to the ground and rubbed them. If you don't stand up, you will lose all your face. My friend, I'm here to fight with you, Xie Ziqing said confidently. He believed that the 5 of them at the 9th layer of the pulse condensation realm could not beat one of the God-gathering realm. Chen Ling looked at the 5 people with interest. Their personal panels were really interesting. Name: Xie Ziqing. Age: 18. Realm: 9th layer. Special physique: Kendo spirit body. Evaluation: a small villain, but very discerning and flexible. He once had a grudge with Zhang Beishuan. He is the 2nd generation of Tiandu No. 1 Middle School and the young master of a small aristocratic family in Tiandu. Name: Xiao Chuhei. Age: 18. Realm: 9th layer. Qin Lan, Wang Tang, and Zhao Kongchang are also 9th layers in the pulse condensation realm. The 5 of them are all small villains from various places, which is really interesting for Chen Ling. Why don't you say anything? Are you afraid of waiting for me? Wang Tang mocked. Noisy. Chen Ling's words shocked them all. You have to have chips to win or lose against me. Either you keep your life, or surrender to me. You are so arrogant, Zhao Kongchang said angrily. If you don't dare to accept it, get out. But in the future, you will be called the most cowardly genius in the world. Ha ha ha. Chen Ling laughed. Okay, we'll take it. I surrender to you if I lose. But, what if you lose? Xiao Chuhei pulled Zhao Kongchang over and said. Me, whatever. No matter what your request, I can agree to it, but the premise is, you can win. Chen Ling said nonchalantly. To avoid saying that I am invincible, I will give you a chance and come together. Chen Ling raised his fingers at them. You are so arrogant. Your arrogance will be the biggest reason for your defeat. After Xie Ziqing said this, he used his cultivation to attack Chen Ling. The other 4 people saw this and quickly followed. One person fights against the 5 geniuses. It's so crazy. Maybe he really has that ability. Outside, Yun Zhongshan watched the battle intently, muttering to himself, if Chen Ling wins this battle, then, he will attract worldwide attention. He will truly ascend to the position of the King of Prodigy. Suffer death. Xie Ziqing kept slashing out sword shadows, and his eyes kept emitting a cold light. But it's a pity that his attack can't break Chen Ling's thorn magic armor at all. The other 4 people also used their moves, but they couldn't break through the defense at all. The 5 people gathered together. No. We must use our true strength. Otherwise, in the end, the spiritual energy will be exhausted and we will not be able to break through his defense. Several people nodded in deep agreement. Sword Dao Spirit. Open. Defeat 10,000 armies with one sword. Crazy Dragon Body. Open. The Dragon Soul is extinct. Wind Pole Body. Open. Li Yang Body. Open. Sword Emperor Body. Open. Several people have activated special physiques, and without exception, they are all spirit bodies. But on this blue star, they are already pretty good. Chen Ling couldn't help but look at it a few times, but it was just a few glances. Godfiend Law Manifestation. In the previous Godfiend Law Manifestation, he didn't use all his strength at all, but now, he doesn't mind having fun with them. The Godfiend Law Manifestation began to grow in size, until it was as high as the sky in the secret realm. The originally illusory face began to become clearer, half fangs, half human face, wearing a devil mask, full of power. The giant sword in his hand fell straight towards the 5 people. Their attacks were scattered like cotton, but the giant sword fell on top of their heads. Bang! They couldn't stop it, and they were all slashed to the ground. The giant sword was only a hair away from them. But in the end it did not fall. Xie Ziqing's pupils were dilated, he was breathing heavily and sweating profusely. So, is the gap between us and him so big? Failed. Brother Ling is awesome. Zhang Chao shouted excitedly. There is no excitement in the outside world, only boundless silence. After all, the birth of a genius king is enough to overwhelm all the geniuses and make them breathless. Chen Ling slowly put away the Godfiend Law Manifestation, landed it in front of Xie Ziqing and the other 5, and looked at them condescendingly. You guys, are you convinced? Chen Ling said calmly. Just as Wang Tang was about to say something, he was stopped by Xie Ziqing's look. He felt that if they refused to accept it, they would die without a burial place. He could feel the faint murderous aura just now. Young Master Ling, we are convinced. We are willing to surrender to you. Xie Ziqing spoke up, and several others did not dare to make a mistake and agreed one after another. Even though they agreed so readily, they still had a lot of Xiao Juju in their hearts. Chen Ling saw through it without saying anything. In order to prevent you from betraying me in the future, I need to use some small tricks on you. The 5 people didn't know why, but they knew it next. Dao Heart Seed Demon. Chen Ling put his index finger and middle finger together and waved at the 5 people. A trace of red aura rushed deep into their souls until it took root inside. What is this? Wang Tang said in panic. This is just a little extra to prevent you from betraying me. Chen Ling turned around and turned his back to them. From now on, I will know all the thoughts in your mind, so, don't betray me. Chen Ling turned his head slightly and held his hands. Suddenly, the 5 people frowned, their souls seemed to be torn apart by something, and they felt a little painful. Chen Ling did not torture them, but punished them a little and stopped. Remember. Use honorifics when talking to me. This is just a small lesson for you. Xie Ziqing and the other 5 looked at each other, with only shock and bitterness on their faces. Then he knelt down on one knee and said respectfully, Young Master Ling. We are absolutely loyal. Seeing that all 5 of them had surrendered, the candidates around them were in disbelief. From challenge to surrender, it only took 3 minutes. Chen Ling was suspended in midair, with Xie Ziqing and 5 others behind him. Finally, he had a lineup of villains. Candidates, I, Chen Ling, will not embarrass you today. As long as you hand over your points, you can all get out alive. Chen Ling spoke domineeringly. Coupled with that long blood-red hair and that evil smile, it looks even more monstrous. Why, that's right. Don't think that just because you defeated Xie Ziqing and the others, you can order us. There are more than 10 million of us. Once we unite, each of us can drown you with just a spit of spit. For a time, curses were everywhere, and these candidates basically united together with great momentum. Haha, the ignorant or fearless. Is this your choice? Chen Ling took a step in the void. In the outside world, everyone is excited this time. Chen Ling actually wants to kill all the candidates. So bold, so lawless. Mu Chengfeng also had a headache, but he had nothing to say. After all, he had told the rules before that he could kill people. But now, this guy Chen Ling is really annoying. Ding ding ding. The phone rang, and Mu Chengfeng hurriedly answered it. A roar came from the phone. Mu Chengfeng. If there are too many casualties among the candidates in the secret realm this time, then I will remove you from your post. General, it's not my problem, it's Chen Ling, the great demon king. Mu Chengfeng was about to cry without tears. No matter who Chen Ling or Li Ling is, as long as he comes out, he will be suppressed on the spot. When Mu Chengfeng heard this, his throat seemed to be choked. General, he is the 4th young master of the Chen family in Tiandu, he has a huge background, the idea is prickly. There was silence for a while on the other end of the phone. Oh. Forget it. The Chen family of Tiandu, we can't afford to offend. One of the 4 great pillars of China, Chen Zhani. It is said that he has broken through to the realm of the great sage. If his grandson is harmed, China will be turned upside down. We don't want to pay each other. You want us to hand over our points. In the next life. Chen Ling's face was filled with indifference. Xie Ziqing, this is your first mission. Kill as many of the people below as you can. The 5 of them felt Chen Ling's cruelty, swallowed their saliva, and replied, yes. Master Ling. After saying that, he went to kill the crowd below. Zhao, they really dare to kill. Counterattack, counterattack. More than 10 million of us are afraid of nothing. In midair, Chen Ling formed a complicated hand seal and whispered, Godfiend is forbidden. Godfiend forbidden movement. It can release a field. Within the field, enemies up to 2 realms higher than the caster will be suppressed. The caster's combat power is doubled. Aura will not be lost. In an instant, with Chen Ling as the center, a black light mask continued to spread until it enveloped everyone. And a blood moon also appeared in the sky. What's this? Why has my cultivation level dropped? The candidates on the ground were all panicked, and the sudden change shocked them. Xie Ziqing and the other 5 raised their heads, looked at the godlike figure, and opened their mouths. Similarly, when Chen Ling released Godfiend, his combat power doubled. Spiritual energy continuously flows into the body, and the Godfiend law manifestation becomes more powerful through the blessing of this field. The heavy pressure seemed to crush the whole world. Kill, Chen Ling said calmly. Blood swords kept flying in the crowd, harvesting lives one after another, blood spurted out, and screams ebbed and flowed. No, I was wrong. I hand over my points. Wu, I want to go home to find my mother. Chen Ling, you must die a happy death. Brother Ling is so domineering. Zhang Chao was the only one who shouted. Chen Ling still didn't stop. Holy Mother. It doesn't exist. Asking for points is just an excuse, the purpose is to complete the system task. Unscrupulous and decisive in killing. This is the villain. In just 5 minutes, millions of people lost their lives. This is no exaggeration. With the blessing of Godfiend law manifestation and domain, Chen Ling even dared to touch the Tongchao realm. What's more, the following people are only at the pulse condensation realm. A quarter of an hour later. Today, I, Chen Ling, am here to kill 5 million people. I'm a genius. If you don't accept, just come and fight. Chen Ling put away the law manifestation and the realm dissipated. In the end, he did not kill all these people. After all, 5 million people were enough. If the killing continues, the Chen family may not be able to survive. It would be terrible to offend the public. However, now he has long been dubbed the god of killing by the outside world. Qin Yao, who was in the ring, turned pale with fright. What a madman! What a madman! 5 million people. Kill as you say. The Presbyterian Church also began to take notice of Chen Ling, and each held different opinions. On the one hand, they suggested killing Chen Ling. After all, he was too murderous. No one knew whether there would be any trouble in the future. On the one hand, it is recommended to focus on cultivating Chen Ling. His talent is so terrifying that he has never seen it in 100 years. Maybe he will lead China to further development in the future. At the same time, some countries have also begun to take notice of Chen Ling and classify him as a highly dangerous person. It is recommended to kill him. In the Chen family of Tiandu, Chen Tianao is in a state of distress. Chen Ling has caused him so much trouble that the phone calls are almost ringing off the hook in the past few days. Some people congratulated him on giving birth to a good son, some people were angry, and some asked him to blame. This kid, it's only been a few days. He killed 5 million people. It breaks the sky. Ruby Lin looked at him like this, walked behind her, and pinched Chen Tianao's shoulders. HMPH. My son is so domineering. Well, at this time, a huge amount of spiritual power burst out in the backyard and spread to the entire Tiandu. Above the Chen family's head, a thick beam of light rose. Chen Tianao was shocked. He looked at Ruby Lin and said in unison, "Dad is out of prison." Huh, such a strong spiritual energy fluctuation. Could it be that old guy? A respected old man from the Lin family in Tiandu looked in the direction of the Chen family and said, "All parties have noticed this phenomenon and have different reactions." Chen Tianao and his wife came to the backyard and waited. At this time, the door slowly opened, and what came out was an old man with a strong aura. Her long hair was draped casually, and a black long sword was suspended behind her. "Dad." "Well," Chen Jianyi hummed, "tell me about what happened recently." Chen Tianao told Chen Jianyi all the recent events, and Chen Jian was quite happy at first. His fourth grandson, Chen Ling, rose up with extraordinary talent and suppressed the arrogant ones. But later, I heard that just because his grandson killed a mere 5 million people, some people wanted to come and question him, intending to suppress Chen Ling. Old man, let's just say, are those 5 million people serious? Chen Jian was furious. The Chen family, are not that easy to bully. Does the world think that my Chen family is in decline? I can't even lift the sword anymore. HMPH. Chen Tianao, your reaction makes me very disappointed. You don't protect your son. Instead, you hesitate here. Chen Jian pointed his gun at Chen Tianao. Chen Tianao broke out in a cold sweat. The old man had always been so domineering, and he didn't dare to be tough. "Don't worry, Dad, no one can touch Linger's hair." "Yes, Dad, Linger is also the grandson of my Lin family. If anyone dares to touch him, I, as a mother, will not agree." Ruby Lin said gently. But there is domineering everywhere in the words. The Chen family and the Lin family are both one of the 4 great families in Tiandu, ranking at the forefront. As for the 2 families behind them, they are not as strong as them. The strongest one is just the Holy King. The Chen family is not as simple as it seems on the surface. There is more than one great sage. There is more than one Holy King. As for the Saint realm, there are so many. As a long-established family, this is the confidence. Only the Presbyterian Church can suppress them a little, but only a little. The Chen family and the Lin family don't have great ambitions. Otherwise, it's not clear who owns that position. Go, tell those people in the Presbyterian Church that if anyone dares to touch anyone from my Chen family, China will be shaken up. Chen Jian said to Chen Tianao word by word. Chen Tianao could only keep it in his mind silently and planned to convey this sentence later. In the Presbyterian Church, it is not that there are no members of the Chen family. Chen Tianao's second brother, Chen Wanjin, is the third elder. He holds great power. I called Chen Wanjin and after explaining the situation, he hung up again. In a luxurious office, Chen Wanjin put out the cigarette in his hand. "No one can shake my Chen family. If these colleagues from the Presbyterian Church dare to act, I don't recommend replacing them with someone else." After saying that, he picked up his clothes, made a phone call, and headed to the highest level conference room. In the conference room, the 4 elders have gathered, but Chen Wanjin has not arrived yet. HMPH. The Chen family is really lawless. They killed 5 million people. Xin Zheng, the 2nd elder, said displeased ly. The 4th elder also quickly echoed, those are 5 million candidates. What an impact this has had on society. The 5th elder also agreed with their point of view and nodded. Only the 1st elder did not speak. He closed his eyes and didn't know what he was thinking. At this time, the door of the conference room was opened, and Chen Wanjin walked towards him. The 1st elder also opened his eyes. I know what you are planning. Let's get straight to the point. No one can touch Chen Ling. Chen Wanjin said directly, without beating around the bush. 5 million. That's 5 million people. Xin Zheng slapped the table angrily, salivating. Chen Wanjin lit a cigarette, took a deep breath, and exhaled softly. Old man Xin, lower your voice. I'm not deaf yet. Everyone, do you all have the same opinion? Chen Wanjin exhaled smoke and said casually. The 4 of them were silent. Silence is the best answer. It seems you have made a decision. Chen Wanjin put out his cigarette, flicked it, and the cigarette butt flew into Xin Zheng's face. You are too presumptuous. Chen Wanjin, this is the Presbyterian Church. Xin Zheng stood up, pointed at Chen Wanjin and cursed. But Chen Wanjin ignored him. Everyone, over the years, all the descendants of my Chen family have held important positions and made great contributions. It is my Chen family who are guarding the border. It is my Chen family who are guarding all important places in China. I am not playing the emotional card. I am warning you. I believe you don't want to taste the Chen family's methods. Chen family, you can't even move. You who have been in high positions for a long time, do you think that I, the Chen family, can't move anymore? Or you are too arrogant? Chen Wanjin stunned everyone speechless. I hope you can give me a satisfactory answer to this matter. Otherwise, our Chen family would not mind letting some other people sit in this Presbyterian council. Everyone was silent, and Chen Wanjin was also waiting for their answer. After a moment, the 1st elder finally spoke. Okay, I won't embarrass you, that boy from the Chen family, this time. 1st elder, you, Xin Zheng said unwillingly. Chen Wanjin heard the satisfactory reply, ha ha ha, very good. 1st elder, you are very aware of current affairs. My Chen family is not unreasonable, so let's reward each person with a top-quality spiritual stone. Chen Wanjin changed his face at the speed of light, took out a few purple-blue spiritual stones and threw them into their hands, then stood up and left. Xin Zheng and others all had their eyes shining brightly, and even the 1st elder was unavoidable. The best spiritual stones are so precious that they don't even have one. Now the Chen family has 5 of them. It's so generous. 1st elder, the Chen family has such a strong foundation. Xin Zheng smacked his lips. Yes, the old aristocratic family existed before the founding of the country, probably for thousands of years. The 1st elder sighed. But there was an unexplainable light in his eyes. After that, all departments received the news and stopped the pressure on Chen Ling and the preparation methods. They were all confused, but since it was an order issued by the Presbyterian Council, they could only carry it out. Some smart people smelled something different. The Chen family took action. In the secret realm of the Sea of Clouds, corpses were everywhere. After killing 5 million people, Chen Ling's points began to skyrocket. Reached 22 million. This time, the top spot in the National College entrance examination will only belong to him. As for the remaining 5 million people, after seeing Chen Ling let them go, they did not dare to face this god of death and ran out of the secret realm. Only 5 people, Chen Ling, Xie Ziqing, and Zhang Chao are left. Hey, brother Ling, you are so domineering. Zhang Chao flattered him. At the same time, system rewards are also distributed. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing 5 million candidates. The task has been exceeded. Rewards are distributed. I hope the host will continue to work hard and become a real villain. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the hidden treasure map of the Sea of Clouds secret realm. White light flashed in Chen Ling's hand, and an ancient map appeared in his hand. After communicating with the map and knowing how to use it, Chen Ling forced a drop of blood from his finger and dropped it on the center of the map. In an instant, a light door appeared. I think this is the hidden secret realm in the Sea of Clouds secret realm. Let's go. Follow me in. Treasure hunt. Chen Ling waved his hand and went in first. Although Zhang Chao and the other 6 people didn't know why, they still followed in. At the same time, during the live broadcast, Chen Ling and others disappeared from public view. Stepping into the light gate, everyone felt a dazzling white light in front of them, which stung their eyes and made it difficult to open them. After a while, they finally adapted to the strong light, slowly opened their eyes, and what they saw was a completely unfamiliar space. This is the hidden secret. Its structure is not much different from the outside world, but it is filled with a rich spiritual energy, which makes people feel relaxed and happy. Young Master Ling, X5, Brother Ling. The 6 people stood behind Chen Ling, first greeted him respectfully, and then looked at this mysterious world. This is the hidden secret realm in the Sea of Clouds secret realm. Chen Ling explained with a smile, here, opportunities are everywhere, but there are also certain dangers. Everyone should be careful. Xie Ziqing looked at Chen Ling with admiration, and exclaimed, You are worthy of Mr. Ling. He was able to find such a mysterious place of opportunity. Let's go. Find an opportunity. Push all the way. Chen Ling flew up and greeted everyone. Without hesitation, they all followed Chen Ling. In a quiet valley, Chen Ling and his party came to a cold pool. They carefully observed the surrounding environment and found that there was nothing special except this cold pool. However, when they set their sights on Hanton, they were shocked by the sight before them. I saw a trace of cold air exuding from the surface of the cold pool, but surprisingly, the water in the pool did not freeze into ice, but showed a strange flowing state. This pool of water, this is the extremely cold spring. Wang Tang exclaimed in surprise. What is the Jilin cold spring? Zhang Chao asked doubtfully. Chen Ling also waited quietly for Wang Tang's explanation. I once read about Jiling Han spring in an ancient book at home. It is a magical spiritual spring that contains innate spiritual energy. It is said that taking this spring water can greatly improve your cultivation. Wang Tang excitedly said. The most important thing is the innate aura contained in it. Just a little bit of it can make your own spiritual energy stronger. However, the conditions for the birth of Jilin cold spring are extremely harsh, requiring a specific geographical environment and the gathering of spiritual energy from heaven and earth. I didn't expect that there would be a whole cold pond of Jilin cold spring here. Wang Tang sighed. Chen Ling couldn't help but be surprised after hearing this. He didn't expect that the first opportunity he encountered would be such a heaven-defying thing. Then the next opportunity. Where there is opportunity, there is often danger. Chen Ling knew this truth very well. He did not dare to take it lightly, and cautiously reminded, everyone, be careful. This Hanton doesn't look simple. After saying that, he slowly walked towards the edge of the pool. As the distance gets closer, the chill becomes stronger, as if it can freeze people into ice. Chen Ling stopped, feeling the biting cold, and said to everyone, just absorb it here. But you must always be vigilant and use a little bit of mental energy to explore the surrounding situation, just in case you encounter danger. As soon as he finished speaking, Chen Ling sat down cross-legged and quickly formed mudras with his hands. Wisps of extremely spiritual cold springs were seen pouring into his body continuously, and the surface of his body was gradually covered with a layer of frost. Seeing this, other people also followed suit and began to absorb Jiling Hengquan seriously. At the same time, deep in the pool, a pair of eyes suddenly opened, revealing a sharp light. It felt that the Jiling cold spring was being absorbed, and it suddenly became furious. How dare you attack it? You are simply asking for death. So, it quickly swam to the surface of the pool, ready to teach these guys who didn't know the heights of the world a harsh lesson. At this moment, Chen Ling, who was absorbing the extremely cold spring, suddenly opened his eyes, with a wicked smile on his face. Because, he suddenly felt a huge aura approaching. Wake up, everyone, something is coming. Chen Ling woke everyone up. Hearing Chen Ling's voice, everyone woke up, then put on a fighting posture and looked around. However, the only exception was Chen Ling. He still stood where he was, with his hands behind his back and his eyes calmly looking ahead. He has absolute confidence in his current strength. Bang! Suddenly, a deafening loud noise came from the surface of the pool. When everyone took a closer look, they saw a huge snake clinging to the surface of the pool, spitting out snake bites at them. This big snake is dozens of feet long and more than 1 foot in diameter. It is exuding a biting cold air. Its whole body was dark blue, and its body was covered with a thick layer of scales, shimmering with cold light. And the yellow eye whites and purple pupils make it look even more mysterious. The most eye-catching thing is that there are faint bulges on both sides of its head, which is a sign that it is about to turn into a dragon. The black ice snake of the Yuan Palace realm. Chen Ling spat out a few words. Yuan Palace realm. Hearing this word, Xie Ziqing and others couldn't help but take a breath, and a trace of fear flashed in their eyes. Chen Ling ignored their reactions and took a step forward, sacrificing the blood sword. He stared at the ice-black snake with cold eyes, and shouted coldly, "Get out! Otherwise, I will kill you." He raised his blood sword and pointed it at the black ice snake, his eyes filled with murderous intent. Everyone behind him took a breath when they saw this scene. They simply couldn't believe their eyes. Chen Ling dared to face the Yuangong realm monster directly, and even told him to go away so forcefully. This was so brave. In a battle of this level, they knew that the disparity in strength was too great and they could not intervene at all, so they could only watch silently. The black ice snake seemed to be angered by Chen Ling's actions, and its originally cold eyes became fierce. Its snake body shook suddenly, hissed, opened its bloody mouth, exposed its sharp fangs, and pounced towards Chen Ling. Facing the attack of the ice-black snake, Chen Ling showed no fear. His eyes were firm and his whole body exuded a powerful aura. He quickly cast Godfiend Law Manifestation, clenching his fists, and his power exploded instantly. It's true that if you don't eat the toast, you will have to drink it as a penalty. Godfiend Law Manifestation. Kill. With a roar, Chen Ling waved his iron fist and hit the ice-black snake hard. This punch contains endless power, and seems to be able to destroy everything. Bang! A loud noise came, and the black ice snake was punched by Chen Ling and flew out, hitting the mountain wall heavily. After its body rolled several times in the air, it slowly landed. The ice-black snake was beaten so dizzy that it took a while for him to come back to his senses. It shook its huge snake head, trying to regain consciousness. There was a hint of fear in its eyes, obviously realizing that the person in front of it was not something it could compete with. The black ice snake turned around and wanted to run away, but why did Chen Ling give it a chance? He held the blood sword and flew towards it. Stay. The ice-black snake knew that he was doomed today, so he stopped and hit Chen Ling's blood sword. Boom! The snake head came into contact with the blood sword, causing sparks to fly. Seeing that he was defeated by Chen Ling, the ice-black snake seemed to have made an important decision. Its whole body was entangled, the snake's head was raised to the sky, hiss. The bloody mouth opened to its maximum, and suddenly, its whole body was shrouded in a mysterious light. What can be seen with the naked eye is that the bulges on both sides of his head are slowly extending. After a while, the two bulges burst and two small horns were exposed. This was to forcibly overcome the dragon tribulation. Want to turn into a dragon? Unfortunately, there is no thunder tribulation in this secret realm, and there is no baptism of thunder tribulation. You will never become a dragon. After Chen Ling finished speaking, the corner of his mouth was slightly raised, showing a confident smile. He held the blood sword tightly with both hands, raised it high, and then swung it hard. The blood sword drew a graceful arc in the air and landed steadily in front of him. The blood sword began to rotate slowly, the sword body flashed with a faint light, exuding endless resentment. The resentment seemed to be a tangible thing, constantly pouring out from the sword, like the screams of countless wronged souls, which was horrifying. Resentful spirit sword. Pardon. Chen Ling roared angrily, his voice full of majesty and dominance. As his words fell, the blood sword suddenly flew up and turned into a blood-red stream of light, galloping towards the ice-black snake at an astonishing speed. The black ice snake felt an unprecedented crisis coming, and it struggled desperately, trying to escape this fatal blow. However, no matter how hard it tries, its body is always restrained by an invisible force and cannot move at all. It widened its eyes and looked at the rapidly approaching blood sword in horror, feeling despair in its heart. It realized that it could no longer avoid this fate and could only watch death approaching step by step. As the blood sword got closer and closer, its pupils gradually dilated, and its eyes were full of fear and helplessness. The breath of death follows it like a shadow, quietly shrouding its heart. Finally, the blood sword penetrated the body of the ice-black snake like lightning. Its body trembled violently, and then let out a painful and shrill roar. Its eyes gradually lost their luster, and finally fell to the ground unwillingly. Awesome! Brother Ling is awesome! Zhang Chao, Chen Ling's #1 fan, cheered loudly. Xie Ziqing and others seemed to have been infected by Zhang Chao, and they also shouted loudly, "Young Master Ling is mighty." Chen Ling put away the blood sword, greeted everyone, and absorbed the Jilin cold spring again. And he jumped directly into the cold pool, feeling a pool of extremely spiritual cold spring covering his whole body. At this time, the biting chill had no effect on him. With his current physical strength, the cold air cannot invade his body at all. At most, it can only condense a thin layer of frost on the surface of his skin. However, Xie Ziqing and others only dared to absorb the extremely cold spring at the edge of the cold pool. Even so, they were grinning from the cold and shivering all over. The coldness of this Jilin cold spring is so strong, I feel like my blood is about to freeze. Xie Ziqing said with a frown. Yes, you should be careful and don't absorb too much, so as not to damage the foundation and lose more than the gain. Xiao Chuhei agreed. However, Chen Ling slowly opened his eyes. Just do your best, you can decide how much you can absorb. After saying that, Chen Ling closed his eyes and began to concentrate on absorbing the essence of the Jilin cold spring. As time went by, the essence of the extremely spiritual cold spring continued to swim in Chen Ling's body, growing his spiritual energy through the meridians. With every breath, Chen Ling could feel his strength slowly increasing. Xie Ziqing and others, on the other hand, carefully absorbed the Jiling Hangquan and did not dare to be too greedy. After all, they don't have powerful bodies and deep foundations like Chen Ling. In this way, several people were practicing by the cold pool, and time passed by. Chen Ling's realm is also constantly breaking through. 7th layer, 8th layer. He did not stop until the 9th layer of Gathering God realm. It was not that Chen Ling did not want to break through the Yuan Palace realm, but because this Yuan Palace realm was a watershed. He needed to use mental power to build the Yuan Palace in the Sea of Consciousness before he could break through. And Chen Ling's spiritual power has already turned into a divine soul. Perhaps the Yuan Palace he builds will be different from others. Suddenly, in the cold pool, Chen Ling frowned slightly, and saw a trace of milky white spiritual energy flowing through his meridians. Wherever it passed, the original aura instantly turned into liquid, making it even more powerful. Is this the innate aura? It's really powerful, Chen Ling murmured to himself. Just a trace of innate energy caused all the spiritual energy in Chen Ling's body to be condensed into spiritual liquid. Such terrifying power is really amazing. The Jilin cold spring was no longer of much use to Chen Ling. He jumped out of the cold pool, glanced at the people on the shore, and raised a smile at the corner of his mouth. After all, as a villain's follower, if you don't have certain strength, how can you keep up with him? At this time, Xie Ziqing finally broke through the shackles of the pulse condensation realm and successfully entered the 2nd layer of the God-gathering realm. The other 4 people also broke through to the 1st layer or 2nd layer of the God-gathering realm. However, the most eye-catching thing is this guy Zhang Chao. He actually soared from the 8th layer of the body-refining realm to the 1st layer of the God-gathering realm in one breath. Such an amazing progress is really amazing. It is indeed the Teoti King body. This guy almost swallowed up most of the Jilin cold spring in the cold pool. No wonder there is such a huge breakthrough. Everyone slowly opened their eyes and saw that Chen Ling had already woken up and was staring at them quietly. Xie Ziqing looked at him carefully and was secretly shocked, as expected of Master Ling. Even though I have broken through to the God-gathering realm now, I still can't see through his true strength. But the more he couldn't see through it, the higher the awe he felt in his heart. After all, having such a master would allow him to brag about it for a long time. It seems that you have gained a lot. Let's go, it's time to go to the next place of opportunity. Chen Ling praised them for the first time. After saying that, the group of people went deep into the secret realm. Outside, Heishi #1 Middle School, the exit of the Sea of Clouds secret realm. Most of the students came out, only Chen Ling, and a few of his followers didn't come out. Mu Chengfeng was a little anxious. After all, he had been greeted by his superiors. Chen Ling couldn't be in trouble, otherwise. Ancestor, nothing will happen to you. Mu Chengfeng prayed secretly, and Wei An came over and patted him on the shoulder to express comfort. Don't worry, Lao Mu, this kid is extremely talented and powerful, he will be fine. Mu Chengfeng smiled bitterly. I'm not worried about this guy, I'm worried about myself. Wei An asked doubtfully, what are you worried about? Mu Chengfeng sighed and lowered his voice and said, I have been informed by the superiors. The 5 elders' council requested that Chen Ling be protected. If something happens to Chen Ling, I won't be able to walk around in pain. After hearing this, Wei An also frowned. Has Chen Ling's talent already alarmed the Presbyterian Council? Mu Chengfeng shook his head. I don't know either, but since the higher-ups have said so, they must have their reasons. We just need to do it. Wei An nodded and then asked, what should we do now? Should we send someone in to find them? Mu Chengfeng thought for a moment and shook his head. Let's wait and see. If they don't come out after a while, we will consider sending people in to find them. Chen Ling and others were invincible and unfavorable along the way. Almost all the opportunities they found were regarded as useless by Chen Ling and dismissed. As a result, these opportunities fell into the hands of Xie Ziqing, Zhao Kongcheng and others. Although they were ecstatic about these opportunities, they also knew that these were just things that Chen Ling looked down upon. Finally, they came to the last place in the secret realm. The environment here seems extremely weird, with rocks as dark as ink everywhere, and occasionally a group of crows fly overhead, making shrill cries. The whole atmosphere is eerie and creepy. The most eye-catching thing here is the towering bronze gate. The door is engraved with strange totems, some of which look like circling dragons, while others look more like ferocious demons. In front of the bronze gate is a relatively flat square with 12 huge stone statues standing on the ground. These stone statues hold various weapons and have different expressions, but without exception, their faces exude a ferocious and vicious air. Chen Ling looked around carelessly, and couldn't help but feel a trace of doubt in his heart. For some reason, he always felt that the atmosphere here was particularly comfortable and pleasant. Master Ling, is this the last place of opportunity? Zhao Kongcheng couldn't help but swallowed his saliva and asked nervously. The sight in front of him was so shocking that he couldn't help but feel fear in his heart. Yes, this place should be where the greatest opportunity lies in the hidden secret realm. Chen Ling replied firmly. Crack, a sound came, and everyone looked around when they heard the sound, only to see Zhang Chao at the back stepped on a stone brick. The eyes of the 12 stone statues all glowed red. Ka-ka-ka-ka. Accompanied by a sharp and harsh sound, Chen Ling turned his head alertly and saw that the surfaces of the 12 stone statues began to peel off stones, as if they were shedding their skin. As time goes by, these stone statues gradually reveal their true form. They are as black as ink, with only their eyes shining with a heart-stopping red light. The stone statue actually came to life, Xiao Chuhei said with a trembling voice. However, in the face of such shocking changes, everyone did not fall into panic. Because Chen Ling was by their side, they still maintained a certain degree of calmness in their hearts. Roar! How dare you trespass into Godfian's territory without permission? You deserve death. You should be punished. Suddenly, one of the stone statues opened its mouth and let out a low and majestic roar. Immediately afterwards, the 12 stone statues simultaneously raised their huge axes and slashed at them with thunderous force. Zhao, I will fight with you. Zhang Chao shouted. His whole body exuded a powerful aura, and he displayed the Teoti King body. Teoti swallows the sky. It is a pity that his strength is still at a weak stage at this time, and the Teoti King body has not yet been fully developed to its peak state. Therefore, this powerful suction force has almost no effect on the stone statue and cannot cause any harm to it. At the same time, Xie Ziqing and several others quickly joined forces and launched an attack together. But unfortunately, the defense of these stone statues is extremely strong. Even if they go all out, they can only make one of the stone statues take a few steps back. Not to mention there are 12 stone statues here. This is the Troll Guard. Didn't this thing disappear 1,000 years ago? Qin Yao said in the ring with a look of disbelief. Troll Guard, Chen Ling asked doubtfully. Your level is too low now, it's better not to know. Qin Yao said with deep approval. Chen Ling's face suddenly turned cold. I want you to say it. Otherwise, I will kill the last trace of your soul. Qin Yao was startled and shouted in the ring. How dare he attack me? Humph, just say it. Troll guards, the legendary guards created by Godfiend. They were specially created to wage war. Each one has great power. However, I don't know what happened later. Godfiend disappeared, and the troll guards also disappeared. Qin Yao explained. These are all legends, but there is a legendary troll guard here. Isn't that legend true? But the strength of this giant demon guard does not match the legend. It is a little too weak. Qin Yao murmured. Are you sure this is the troll guard? Chen Ling asked. There should be no mistake. Although these giant demon guards are very weak, the aura they exude is exactly the same as recorded in ancient books. Qin Yao replied. It seems like there are many secrets hidden in this place. Chen Ling said in a low voice. As soon as the words changed, Chen Ling said fiercely, HMPH. Remember, you are my slave girl. If you dare to disobey me again, you will die. No, this stone statue can't be hit. Qin Lan said, panting after launching the last attack. Her face was full of exhaustion, and she had obviously consumed a lot of physical and spiritual energy. At this moment, Chen Ling walked to the front of the team. He exuded a powerful aura and his eyes were firm and sharp. He opened the Chaos Godfiend body, and a mysterious and powerful force emerged from him. The Godfiend Law manifestation stands behind him, holding a bloody sword, looking extremely powerful. Chen Ling shouted loudly, everyone, stand back. The voice carried an unquestionable majesty, causing everyone to step back to make room for him. However, what is surprising is that these 12 giant demon guards suddenly stopped moving, as if they were frightened by some kind of force. They stood quietly, motionless. Just when everyone was puzzled, the 12 stone statues knelt down on one knee at the same time, holding the huge axe with one hand and supporting the ground with the other hand, and their movements were uniform. The whole scene seemed solemn and solemn, without any words, only the solemn atmosphere. What is going on? Xie Ziqing and others looked at each other, completely confused. They looked at the scene in front of them, their hearts filled with doubts and consternation. On the other hand, Chen Ling's eyes flashed with a hint of thought, as if he had noticed some clues. He murmured to himself, Godfiend, what does it have to do with the Chaos Godfiend body? A strong curiosity arose in his heart, and he became very interested in this mysterious place. Oh, my brother Ling's divine power must be too powerful, they have to surrender to us. Zhang Chao proudly patted Chen Ling on his waist with a serious look on his face. Chen Ling smiled slightly and didn't pay much attention to Zhang Chao's words. He knew that things were not that simple, but now was not the time to explore the truth. He put away the Chaos Godfiend body, and the law manifestation gradually dispersed and slowly fell back to the ground. At this time, the giant bronze door slowly opened, but a voice sounded in everyone's ears, Godfiend's trial place. Ding! Trigger a temporary mission, explore the mysterious place, mission reward, Godfiend bloodline. A crisp notification sound suddenly sounded in Chen Ling's mind, interrupting his contemplation. Chen Ling was secretly shocked. As expected, the system even issued a mission. It seemed that this mysterious place was indeed something special. Did you hear any sounds? Mr. Ling, Xie Ziqing asked with some confusion. Chen Ling nodded slightly and said softly, you'll know after you go in and take a look. Having said that, he stepped into the giant bronze door without hesitation, and others followed suit. Outside world, the Chen family in Tiandu. Chen Tianao asked anxiously, isn't Linger out yet? No, it has been 2 days. The secret exits of other universities have been closed. Only the secret exit of Heishi No. 1 middle school is still maintained by the military personnel. Lin Xinru looked worried. At this time, Lin Jian picked up a cup of tea and took a sip, and slowly said, don't worry, Linger should be fine. There is no abnormality in his life card. Maybe he found some great opportunity, so he takes some time. The inside of the bronze door is an independent space, and like the outside, it also reveals an ominous atmosphere. In front of the crowd was a martial arts stage made of countless corpses. The skulls around it looked a bit creepy. Above the martial arts stage, There are 18 heavenly king thrones, arranged in the center in a circle. On the throne sat a huge corpse. 18 thrones, a total of 18 corpses. At a glance, the corpse is probably more than 10 meters high. Even after it has been dead for a long time, you can still feel the powerful aura emanating from the corpse. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.